adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. And last week, you teleported to Nausha, where you found the Blue Cloaks under assault by some dragons that were spawns of Vagrodan. You didn't even know he could spawn. He bombed the Blue Cloak stronghold with eggs, and after some investigation, you discovered that the attempt was to kill one Astrid Bronzebeard, a life insurance salesman who had set up a business of providing resurrections to the wealthy, should they provide him with a body part. After doing your investigation and discovering the involvement of the House of Flowers, Mr. Verm, and a variety of people who are benefiting indirectly from your actions, or directly, you decided to go to the Longstriders Consortium in order to recover and figure out the next step. At which point, your compatriot, Mr. Brennan, revealed that he has a missing father somewhere that might be able to help. But you guys don't know how to reach him, and have a couple of leads there, or no leads at the moment for that. Sudagus Rose went up and entreated the 6 elvish gods to assist in the assault against the Cervantes household when that happens, and was granted a boon of the chosen of the gods will be coming to help when that happens. You talked a little bit with the sword, which contains the soul of your brother, and he expressed a little bit of trepidation, but generally still supports you. As you guys wake up the next morning, what would you like to do?
Rose will, after her 4 hours of trance, she'll get up, stretch, get ready for the day, and then she'll. Oh, I thought it was. We already did our rest.
Yes, but if you go to bed at 8 o'clock in 4 hours of trance, puts you at midnight.
Well, she's doing things until 4 in the morning.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the math behind elvish sleep patterns.
Yeah. She waits until late in the morning, and she times it so that she's up by sunrise.
Okay.
But yeah, she just heads downstairs, and waits for the others to wake up. We've all had very busy days. They may want to sleep in. Who knows?
Okay.
Sarah comes down the stairs looking really smug. Like, really smug.
Oh no. What did you do now?
It said, I asked Ronaldus Basil if I join the Blue Cloaks, if I can look as smug as he does. This is what I'm doing now.
You should actually get a blue cloak.
He is wearing a blue cloak.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. His cloak and scarf are both dark blue.
But it's not a matching shade of blue, is it?
Ronaldus?
Yep, we lost that.
Or between the two of them?
No, but it's a different shade of blue than the blue cloaks.
Oh yes, different shade of blue than the blue cloaks.
Yeah, maybe you should get it dyed or something. Get a little lighter.
No, I need to. I'm too good for that.
Gonna fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, so you're a war chief in Corlin. Now you're a blue cloak in Reston. We need to find some position of authority for you to abuse as in Shu. And then, you'll be unstoppable.
Man, that's never gonna happen.
It's a good point. I mean, if you go as Amarella, you might be able to do it.
Until they're like, hey, it's bath time or something. So they have like group baths there.
We have the hat of disguise. You could put that on.
Why are you wearing your hat in the bath?
You could just disguise it as like a towel around your forehead. It'll work out.
You don't know what's in those disguise kits,
That's like the inverted scene of Mulan, right?
Basically, yeah.
That's what I was thinking, actually. It's funny.
come up with a new song and everything, then. They'll make a woman out of me.
He was singing. We got a song and everything.
Oh man. But okay. Well, I guess the time limit has expired. So, Brennan, you said your father's name was Summoner, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, Brendan's down here now and just kind of doing his own thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know much about who he is. Remember, Brendan's a half elf, so aging's closer to human. But he's right on the cusp of young adult and mature, what it looks like on the chart. So he's young, mature. So his father, if he's alive, is going to be elderly. He doesn't know if he's alive or not. But his name was Sumner Thanier.
Summoner. All right.
Sumner.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Sumner.
Yeah.
Sumner.
Sumner
Echo's
Thanier.
Echo's mic is sucking tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having all kind of audio issues. This is the only mic I could actually make work.
Oh
Okay.
shoot.
Okay.
I was wondering why you were quiet, and that answers it. All right. Well, Rose will take the orb of Chiron. You know, make sure she's not touching it directly with the handkerchief.
No,
wrapped around it.
no.
What?
So, Brennan, did you see the chat? Did you see my question in chat
No, let me take a
about
look
your
at it.
dad?
So I have some stuff open here. Let me see. In chat on Roll20 or chat
So-
in...
In Discord. So, Echo
No,
can make the
okay.
save for wisdom. I'm pretty sure he can. He's got a +5. So, with a potion of advantage and then inspiration on top of that, he should be able to make 20 pretty reliably. At least
All
enough to do this.
Do you need an object, though?
Oh yeah,
So,
we asked about that last night. Yeah. Do you have anything that belonged to him, or?
So Brendan will dig around in his pocket and pull out, like the end of an arrow. It's called like a fletching, where the feathers are. He'll pull one out, and it's going to be green, white, and blue. And it's just the end of it. He'll hand that over and say, "This is the only thing, that I have any pictures or anything. Just this."
So, okay. I think Echo. Yeah, so let's gather everybody around it. We're in the consortium, is that right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Do you want to
breakfast.
be downstairs in the public space, or are you guys in someone's bedroom?
We're in public.
Yeah, I guess we're in public.
Yeah,
So
Brendan will ask. You want to do this here?
I'm gonna try and make the save. Yeah, it's an intelligence save, right?
Wisdom.
It's wisdom.
No, I think it's intelligence. Looking at the item.
Let me double check.
I've been rolling wisdom.
I will double check.
Oh, it is a wisdom. No, it is a wisdom of. Okay. That makes it much harder.
Well, this is something we don't want to venture to. I haven't seen him in a long time, and so,
Well, it's
there's no immediacy in this.
it's a good as lead as any other.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we don't have to just. We don't have to just scry on him. I mean, we could actually go visit him if he's alive.
Well, do you know where? Well, I guess yeah. Do you know where he is, Brennan?
No.
Oh yeah.
You might have to scry to try to find a location if we want
Oh
to
yeah.
do that.
I mean, but I want to. I mean, if you'll permit me to use the orb, I mean, Amer, I want to try something. Can you do the walkie-talkie, please?
Aimer touches everyone. Ooh. And then it's going to last for... You're stuck with Aimer for... let's see, hold on. You type 1d10. 4 hours. Aimer's in your head for 4 hours, whether you want it or not.
All right. So I mean, like I said, I'm the one who can most reliably use this, so at the very least, I can scry and see if where this guy is. Maybe we'd be able to find a location.
Hold on a sec. So hold on. I've got some other ideas. But see, it relies on me using the orb instead of you.
Well, I was hoping that we could use the walkie-talkie so you guys could see what I'm seeing.
I don't know if the walkie-talkie lets you see anything. Let's find out the text on the walkie-talkie.
Just annoying songs that Aimer sings.
Yeah. Baby shark do 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 do
Right.
do.
Are there ways to do that? Let's see.
There are ways, but I don't think you have any of those currently available to you.
What are
Only
they?
speaking.
It's only speaking. What if
What
I
are
just
ways? So what are ways that we can share vision?
Do I want to mention this or not yet? Roll a history check, sir.
Okay.
With a 27, the ancient
Wow.
Draconic language that is actually older than current Draconic is a pictographic language. So when depicting things, you actually relay images as opposed to words.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Still doesn't help us, I don't think.
Well, if you did it, then you could simply communicate what you're seeing.
Yeah. The problem is that the DC is too high. I don't think I can hit.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I need to be able to see in order to teleport us there. As long as I can see him, I can teleport us there.
Well, I mean, it's even assuming if he's still alive.
Well, that's true.
True.
But I have to be able to see him. It doesn't do us any good if you see him.
And I need to emphasize, this is a shaky lead. This is a lead. I don't know what kind of character this person has. I don't even know if I want to see him again. But from what I was told, he might be of use to us in the future regarding dragons and such.
Hmm. Yeah, let me look over the fine print again.
Mm-hmm.
So why does it say you make a wisdom saving throw, but if you fail, your intelligence drops to 0? Would it be your
That's-
wisdom that drops to 0?
Nope, that's the nature of the orb.
That's stupid.
I
Fine.
agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
I'm not using that orb. Let's be real. We both know I don't need less intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefit is, if you do,
See, I've got
failure.
+5 to intelligence. I could make that save. I only have a +2 to wisdom, so that's a harder save to make. But what were you going to say? If you fail it, do what?
well, if you fail, we could always just take you to one of the temples in town. It shouldn't be too hard to fix you.
Drag me drooling through the streets to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It'd just
Yeah.
be your turn compared to Sweet August Roses.
Yeah.
yeah, that feeble mind, man.
A drooling
Well, no,
kobold.
the feeble mind was sent me to 1, so actually I was better off.
Yeah, if your intelligence goes to 0, are you going to turn into the dragon like uncontrollably, or?
I think he'll just turn into a vegetable.
Well, here's the thing too. Originally, if Eric said that if you drop to 0, you die or
Those
start
are
making
glitch.
saving throws. I know, but I can actually mitigate that. So I would rather it say that, hey, you die if you miss the intelligence DC. But or if you drop to 0 in intelligence, because I can actually mitigate that, and I can't mitigate it if we don't do that. A death ward actually negates any effects that would drop your
I believe it
intelligence
just
or
changes your hit point. Death Ward only does it if your hit points drop to 0, if I remember properly.
let's see.
Do-do-do.
The first time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage. The target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends.
And then what's it say after that?
If the spell is in effect and the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, is negated. So yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Like dropping to 0 hit point. I mean, dropping to 0 intelligence.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted it to actually affect it that way. Like we originally
We can do
thought.
that. If you guys want to do that, we can do that. I don't mind.
Because then I don't have. Then I'm not worried about the effects. Okay, go ahead, Rose. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to be able to make that DC.
All right, well, let's give it a try. She'll drink one of the potions of advantage that she bought from, I think, Judith the other day.
Okay.
And yeah, she'll give it a whirl.
Awesome. Okay, so you're going to cast Scrying, and
Yeah, she's
need you to touch
first she
the
has
orb.
she's gonna touch the orb. Yeah, it's always fun to touch the magic orb. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I pass.
Awesome. Cool. You do not die. What are we scrying upon?
She's gonna hold the orb and she's gonna say, "Show me Sumner Thamnior, father of Brennan Thamnior."
Ooh. There's a resistance at the very start, but eventually you push past it, and your vision goes here. You find yourself in a village, decrepit and destroyed. Buildings everywhere are rotting and in a state of neglect. You look around. What senses do you have, Sweet August Rose?
Senses? As far as senses go, she has sight, dark sight. She can see through magical darkness.
Okay.
And other than that, it's just very, very, very good perception.
Awesome. As you're observing this space, the sensor glides along. You don't see anyone. However, the sensor is moving.
Huh.
It moves along, stopping here and there, and then continuing on.
So, while I'm watching this vision, can I speak to the others?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just-
you
'cause
still have capacity to speak, etc.
So I'm just saying, look, I'm seeing a ruined village. Not sure exactly where. There's rotten trees. There's a looks like the remains of a tower or wall. I believe the sensor is following your father, Brennan, but he's invisible for some reason.
I cast see invisibility on Rose.
Does that work?
You can't see invisibility on Sweet August Rose? Awesome. You can't see invisibility on Sweet August Rose.
Ah!
You see this man walking along, invisible, in the town. As he's going from building to building, he's checking them, ensuring that nothing's inside these buildings. He's looking, and after a while, he sees a couple of small baubles and picks them up and examines them. Sighs and puts them in a little pouch, looks around the building. Keeps walking. He walks towards the center of town. It's a little village. There's some taller structures in the area. Looks like it was an elvish village at one point. He gets to the center of town, and in there is a fountain, and the fountain has the name of the city emblazoned on it. The name of the city is Seluma.
Seluma.
He looks at it, his brow furrows, and a single tear comes down his face. He sighs and looks around. He looks up at a far distant tower, but with a forest between him and the tower. He nods. All is as it should be. She's safe. And he turns and shuffles off. After a moment, he realizes, I forgot. And he goes back to the fountain. And he gets his water skin out. And moving some of the mold and algae away, it exposes the water. He casts a spell on the water. The water begins to clarify, and he fills his water skin. Tops it up, looks around. Better get back before dark. And he puts the water skin on his shoulder and slowly shuffles off.
Is he heading towards that tower in the woods?
He is not. He's headed away from it, towards the other side of the village and the other series of woods there.
Okay. And he's exiting the town?
Well, he's going to. But
Okay.
before he does, because this does last for 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to roll a perception check.
All right. Not bad.
25. You look into the crevices of the area around him, in the shadows, in the darkness. There are things moving. There are shades in the shadows, hiding, waiting for darkness to allow them to come out. He's safe as long as he remains in the sun, but should he wait until darkness, he'll be overwhelmed by the number of shadows and shadow spawn that are here.
Interesting.
He continues walking and will eventually go into the forest. You got about 2 minutes left.
No, she'll watch him the whole time because she's presuming he. So yeah, he looks. He's an old man. Like how firm does he look? Is he like dawdling, or is he able to to kind of bustle? With that elderly.
He's got a quarterstaff that he's using as a walking stick, but guy's walking a good mile while you're watching him.
Yeah.
So 10-minute mile is not bad. He's at a brisk pace.
All right.
He will go into the forest, and your vision will see just before the spell ends a small cabin. Log cabin in the woods, hidden from the sky by the trees around it. He goes, well, back to studies.
All right. And then the vision ends.
The vision ends.
Whoosh! All right. Ooh. I think I saw your father. Human, maybe like 40 years old.
Thanks. I'm a lot old. I'm older than 40. If I look like that to you, there's a problem.
No, it's my favorite running joke of Rose not being able to tell how old humans are.
I understand.
I think he had a beard. He was bald, gray beard. He was I suppose he was guarding the ruins of some place called Sinluma.
Would Brennan know Seduma or no?
You would know that as your hometown.
Okay. Yeah, so Brennan's eyes kind of grow larger and say, I haven't heard that name in a long time. That's my hometown.
Oh, well, apparently he's guarding it. He's keeping her safe, which I'm charitably going to assume is your mother, or her remains. Unfortunately, the town is full of shades and shadows, so it's not safe to go there at night. But yeah, he's living in a cabin just a little bit to the west of the, like a mile or two west of the city. Or town, I should say.
Brendan's pretty cold with emotions. He's more interested in this individual. So he was just walking around? What? I mean,
Yeah, he was walking around, like checking the ruins.
Around invisibly.
Yeah, he was invisible, but I think the town isn't the safest place if he was invisible.
So he uses magic.
Yes, he looked like a wizard, I suppose.
Another strike against him.
10 minutes of invisibility is no small feat. I mean, I can't do that.
Maybe he has a ring like you used to.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that would work.
Yeah.
Rose, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived my life to this point without knowing him, and I can live the remainder of my life also without knowing him. Does he seem like somebody who might be able to aid us in some way?
I have no idea. I can't answer that. All I know is that he knows some magic. He apparently is studying something. He said, "Now I return to my studies," and he's guarding those ruins for whatever reason.
And just kind of laughs like that's studying. Boring.
I have no idea who he is. I've never heard of him, so I can't judge as to whether or not he could be of any use to us.
And Brennan looks kind of strategically around everybody, pulling on his beard. What say the group?
Amer's eating a really fat stack of pancakes. I'm done with anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does harken back to the reason why this group is called a Spirits End Fellowship. We are putting to rest the ghosts of our past. I mean, it's not fair that you're the only one we haven't addressed yet, Brennan.
Brennan just kind of coldly is staring forward and says, well, if all else fails, we might get a ring of invisibility out of it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, life is short, you know, and I don't know what exactly happened with your parents and why you never met him before, but he's not long for this world. He looks pretty old.
These are questions I have myself. I don't know the answers to these.
Well, no time like the present to find them out. We can only use this thing once a day anyways, and we need to gather more information before we do any of our other hijinks.
Okay, if we think that this is going to be advantageous for us, we'll go. And as for me, we'll see.
Well,
I'm treating this as if it's a contract.
Okay. Where is Sinluma?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but I believe that'd be Rustin.
Yes, it was in Reston, and I'm going to pull up the map for you guys here. It is just north of Sherelle, here in the woods, at the base of the High Peak Mountains.
That's not too far.
If you were to try to walk there, probably take you a good 6 or 7 weeks because of the mountains in the way.
So we could try again tomorrow. We can see if we can just teleport there. We can give it a shot. Let's go find somebody that will sell us a greater restoration service if it fails.
That might be wise.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a level in Bard just so I can cast those spells. I'm tired of all these spells I can't cast.
Yeah, not having Stell around is really a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to have a wizard or a bard or you're screwed. So.
Yeah.
There has to be a joke worked in because literally 3/4 of Brennan's spells are all just about arrows. It's ridiculous. Purposefully done. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's like some sort of teleporting arrow. You know, you shoot the arrow and then we teleport to where the arrow lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? I haven't even played past Act 1.
Sorry, spoiler.
All right. So I'm sure we could find some sort of curse breaker spell that'll get rid of the effects of the orb if we fail it. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on that.
I mean, is there a potion that would work? We could just kind of shove it down your throat if you fail the roll.
Is there a potion of greater restoration? Or let's see.
Because if it's a scroll, I don't think any of us can use it. Well, maybe Aimer? I don't think so.
Nope.
No. I mean, I think our best bet is to just hang out by one of the temples and then ask one of them to heal you if everything goes wrong.
He's going to touch this giant eyeball, and if he if he loses his mind, we need you to fix it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Sure, I'm sure one of the clerics. I mean, that's their job, right? It's to heal people.
I mean, we could be persuasive.
That's the kind of threat.
Yep.
I don't know. Seeing him laying on the ground drooling seems kind of appealing to me.
Yeah, people pay good money for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If you temporary hit points, nope, that won't do it.
If we do have to travel, I mean, it'll still take weeks, but I have Long Strider and, we'll be able to cut down on time if we have to.
I mean, yeah, we marched across almost the entirety of Shu in pretty good speed.
Yeah. Really?
And I'm guessing even with all the features and traits Brennan has, since this is his home area, it would be elevated.
Yeah, let's just see if we can find services for a greater restoration, because
All right.
we'll see if we can give it a shot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can go.
Unless y'all want to go on the road. I mean, I'm okay with that too. It just seems like this would be faster.
Well, no, this will probably be faster.
When we have that fletching from Brennan, wouldn't that count as an associated object to teleport with?
So if it's an associated object from, well, that's interesting
Yeah.
because that's his dad's.
Yeah.
That probably would work actually if it was his dad's. Normally you can't. Let's see. Let me look at this again. You teleport to a location and it's an associated object within a location. We're going to actually teleport to a person. If we had something from that city associated with that city, it might be different.
Well, Brennan's gonna look and say, the last time I saw that man was in that city.
Well, apparently he hasn't left.
Okay. I don't know. That might work. I think that's a toss-up. It may work, and it may not work.
Aimer goes, can't be the stupidest thing we've done all week.
No, it can't be the stupidest thing we've done in the last 24 hours.
Still time.
Yeah, we have until noon to, so what, like 6 o'clock? Or 6 more hours before before that record breaks?
There's time.
Of doing dumb things? I can go do that right now. I can go break the record.
No, please don't. I hate to see what it'd be like if you try. Yeah.
He holds. You see him pull a little metal like box out of behind his cloak, and kind of shake it ever so slightly, like waving it around. Like, are you sure? Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. Don't. I don't want to know what's in that box.
Amber puts it behind his back.
So do you think you can do it, Echo?
Yeah, I think I could do it. Probably. Metagaming. I'm going to get 3 dice rolls at it. I've only got a +2, but advantage gives you roughly a +5, so that's a +7. So you would think I would be able to hit 20. It's just going to be a high number to hit.
Brad.
Yeah.
Throws his hand up.
Brad comes running up.
Where's
Yes,
the
sir.
temple that sells services around here?
There's a couple, and there's the one to the Triad that you can go down to, the Nature Triad. Hana and Fufflins and Lingle. That's just down the way, down at the park.
Yeah,
It's
thank
kind
you.
of an open air thing.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Brad.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool. He runs off.
What do you
There you
guys
go.
think, Brad? What do you think Brad's like when he gets drunk? You think he's just nervous?
I've never seen him not working, which is kind of weird.
Well, we got here that one time and he wasn't here.
Well, yeah, that was extremely strange.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't tell us what was going on either. That was, yeah. Anyways. So are you going to cast the spell now, or are we going to wait till tomorrow for you to try with the orb?
No. So, I grabbed the orb from Rose, and it's dead for 24 hours, so I can't
Yes.
cast a spell without seeing him myself.
Okay.
So I'll have to use the orb to see him, and then once I see him, we can teleport to the house.
Well, hold on. She reaches into her bag and pulls out her drawing supplies, and the ink and the book that she's been documenting everything she's been doing in.
Yeah.
She opens up a page and she starts drawing a picture of the guy's face.
Yeah, that's cool, but it's more of a line of sight thing than it is a
Oh.
know what he looks like thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I look over at Brennan. Do you want to know what he looks like, or do you want to keep it a surprise?
Brennan shrugs indifferently, says, "Well, if you want to practice, you can go ahead."
Yeah, all right. I'll practice. I'll use my painter's supplies to
Cool.
try and do a drawing.
Sure. That's sleight of hand plus your proficiency bonus.
So my proficiency is 5. My sleight of hand is not trained, so just +5. There you go.
16. It's a passable portrait. You could probably even sell it at that quality.
Ta-da! It's just a black ink tracing of his face, like calligraphy style. Like it's not very detailed.
Yeah. Brennan asks, "Can I see that? Can I hold it?"
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's just studying it. Not necessarily showing emotion, just curiosity.
Yeah, it'll trigger a couple of familiarities. Just like, almost like a deja vu. But that's about it.
Blue August Rose, is this... You want to keep this for your collection, or is this something I could hold on to?
Yeah, you can hold on to it.
Alright. Brennan's gonna put it in his backpack.
Oddly,
All right,
like
well-
courtroom artists.
While we're waiting for the orb to recharge, I guess we might as well go talk to those clerks and see if they're willing to sell their services to what is it? Just heal? I guess heal you if you fail?
I think it's a greater restoration. Yeah, they just need to be able to restore your intelligence, I guess. This thing zaps everything from your head. And they need to be able to fix that. We just don't have that capability in the party.
Oh man, I missed Stell. All right.
I think Rangers could, technically. You just didn't choose it. Because that's boring.
100% valid.
And I think it's a pretty high level for a ranger too, though. No?
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else for us to do, how shall we spend the day then?
I don't know. Let's do that first, and then I don't know. Go play cards.
Yeah, I guess we got a free day. You know, we haven't had a break in a long time. You know, maybe this will do us some good.
What? Leaving me unattended in the city will do us some good?
Yeah, Brennan's a little nervous about this, saying like we have to try to do it tomorrow. Meaning we all have to be here in the same place, including myself.
Does Brennan have the urge to drink while he's here in town?
Depends what's going on. If we have something, if there's something that's purposeful and an aim that we're doing in pursuit of the goal of the campaign, then no, he doesn't. If there's nothing happening, then yes, he does.
Okay. Just curious. All right. So, you guys want to stay here at the consortium all day long, drinking and partying and eating and sleeping, or do you guys want to go out and do something, or what is the plan?
Good question.
I think first we're going to go find Greater Restoration Services, so we know where to go tomorrow morning.
Yeah, just to make sure the clerics at that triad temple can do it.
And will.
Yeah, will, I think is the better. So yeah, let's just go pay them a little visit first.
Sure. So, you guys head off into the town. As you guys walk out, it's a nice day. Mid-70s, cool ocean breeze. Might rain later. But you're able to walk down and enjoy the hustle and bustle of everyone around. You make your way towards the temple area, which looks like a very well-manicured park with 3 statues in the center. The people here are dressed in white robes with bald heads. They seem fairly cheerful. What would you like to do?
I mean, oh, go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Rose. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, she will just approach one of the clerics and just say, "Excuse me,
Yes, daughter.
I don't know if your temple offers these services, but in the immediate future, we may be in need of healing. I suppose I'm trying to figure out how to say ability damage in in-game terms.
So say our friend here just has a massive case of the stupids where he's drooling on the ground and rolling around as if he were dumber than a rock.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
Yes.
unfortunate.
It'd be pretty funny though.
Why
Would
would
your-
you laugh at someone so unfortunate?
Okay. If it was him, he points at Echo Rex. If it was him, I would laugh.
But
It's a long story.
you came with him. Are you not friends?
Oh, the
Mock
reason
your
why
friends
I'm
in this
laughing.
way.
Well, yeah. That's what makes it funny, because we can probably make him better. So it's just a temporary malady. But that's the thing we wanted to ask you. If he were to suffer from this, for lack of a better word, mind crush, and have his mind crushed, would one of you be willing to heal him?
Of course. We seek to aid all those who are infirm and injured. Yes, we would be willing to help for a small donation. After all, the process is expensive.
Of course.
How much does Greater Restoration cost? Greater Restoration.
That's like 500 gold, I would say. Worth of diamonds. Off the top of my head.
I was about to be very sarcastic, but
How much does he think it costs? That's the question.
What,
Yeah. That is the question. Well, actually, it's only 100 gold. Actually, thought it was more than. Aimer will we'll say. It's really then. How much would it cost for, say, the spell of greater restoration to be used?
Well, the
I know
ritual
it
for that is quite involved. It would cost the equivalent of 100 days worth of hard labor.
Okay. Well, to show our good faith and how, despite my laughing, I do enjoy him. Aimer reaches into his pouch and pulls out a nice little stack of coins, and flipping them between his fingers will go, where's your offering plate?
Oh, the basin there in the center.
Aimer goes and drops 50 gold, kind of like one at a time, like, you know what I mean? Like if they're like a roll of Mentos. He's just flicking coins into it, and he'll put 50 gold in it.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Well,
we know where to go.
I'm glad that answered our question.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to do in town? Because this is actually quite a lovely spot to meditate.
What do you meditate? I'm gonna go get drunk. Aimer says he starts skipping out the door.
Well, it's an outdoor park, so
He starts skipping out the park.
He just mimes his way through a door. It's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
What
He
about
busts up the mime.
anything Brennan wants to do before we go? I mean, possibly go back to his village tomorrow.
Yeah, to this point, Brennan's been very cold about it, but he's being introspective and I don't really know how to answer that question. We're staying the night, correct?
yes.
Here?
Yeah.
Until the orb recharges.
Brennan's gonna say, I think it'd probably be best for myself, but also because I have some things to think about. I think I'm gonna go back and just reserve a room for tonight and go sit there and think about some things that we might need to do before we make this venture tomorrow.
Okay.
Cool. What about Echo? What would Echo be doing today?
Probably going to spend time studying, maybe a little bit of time at the library. He's got a new book, and it's strategies for how they're going to defeat the McCain brothers. And he is building
Cool.
his case and his book and putting it together.
Then he's gonna publish it.
He's got a couple of ideas.
Self-publish.
Yeah, he's got a couple of ideas. I think one of them involves a Tarrasque.
Oh, Jesus. How to defeat the McCain brothers and the entire continent of Russia.
Cecilia's earthquakes.
But yeah, he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot to do right now.
All right. Cool.
And now is Judith in town?
She is.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to
town?
see Judith.
All right. We can go and visit Judith. After all, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Does Judith leave town out of curiosity?
That's a good question.
We've never seen her leave town. He always sends, Borges, his name? Yeah.
Borges.
No, we're still all here, and so is it just Echo Rex that's gonna go visit Judith?
Oh no, I invite you guys to come with me if you want to, for sure.
I was gonna say, I have nothing but time. Before I head back and just ponder things I haven't in a while, I'll come with you there.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to pay her a visit.
Cool.
That's not necessarily true.
As you guys head over to Judith's Intricacies and Oddities, you're able to walk inside, and the cheerful bell over the door jingles. As you walk in, you smell the scent of apples and cinnamon, and you hear her friendly voice. Good morning. How can I help you today, gentlemen? Ma'am?
I'll look over at Echo.
Have you heard of a scroll of the comet?
Oh, roll an insight check, sir.
Insight. Oh, I have advantage on these. Well, I got a 3. I got a 3.
3 and a 3.
Unfortunately, you're unable to read her expression. Let me pull up Scroll of the Comet just to make sure, because I think she actually has heard of it. Yes, she has heard of it. If she smiles, I've heard of it, yes. Why? Are you seeking such a thing?
I am. Do you know where I could get one?
Where's the Buddha?
She sighs. I do. However, it's fraught with danger. The last time that it was seen, it was in Fort Folly in Australia, in the Mage Tower there. This stone tower there. The mages have long since abandoned it. It's now only a single story and is used as a meeting place by the natives. They go there and do tribute to the scroll.
Okay.
Fort Folly.
Is there only one? Is there only one scroll? I mean, is it like is it a unique item? There's always. I mean, there's only one.
There's only one that I'm aware of. However, there used to be many, many more during the Great War. It said that the roaming king used them to great effect against Corlin, which may explain why Corlin is so desolate now.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Okay. Have you heard of adaptive immunity armor?
If not,
Okay.
Trying to
That
figure out
sounds
how he was doing it, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, surely it was some type of armor or a magic item. I don't know of any other humans that could pull that kind of trick off.
Huh?
Okay.
by the way, Echo, you've been granted inspiration by Daisy Plume.
Thank you, Daisy. Do I know Daisy?
Daisy's very active in our Discord.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's it right now, for now.
Okay. Very well.
Brendan's got a question.
Yes.
I'll kind of humbly say, Judith, you know stuff more than I do. Have you ever heard of someone named Sumner Thamir by chance?
Sumner Thamur. Now that's a name I haven't heard for a very, very long time.
But there was a
What's your
time, a
interest?
very long time ago, right?
What's your interest with Garland?
With Garland?
Yes. That's his real name. Garland Greenwalker?
I knew it had to be a fake name.
We were thinking of paying him a
Yeah,
visit.
sure you did.
We were thinking of paying him a visit, as he might have things to contribute to goals that we're trying to pursue as a group.
Well, perhaps we should step outside. And she's going to come around the counter and open the door. Borges, the little dwarf, runs out with a table and a couple folding chairs to sit you guys down and go grab a tea cart. Are you guys willing to follow her outside?
So, Judith, I think we've done this before, and It's interesting to me that it's not possible to deceive or lie inside your shop. So why should we leave?
Because there's certain things that should not be said in the presence of some of the magic items within the shop.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's magic. Just come.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Understanding Rose's sword, and yeah, that makes sense.
So she comes outside and sits down and gestures for each of you to take a seat.
Yeah, I'll take a seat.
Yep. Yeah, Brandon's up.
Well, what do you know of Sumner? And where can I fill in the gaps?
Well, we know Sumner, we think, is in a town called Deluma in Reston. We don't know much about that town. If you know something about it, it would actually be helpful. But aside from that, you know, he's an older human. He uses magic, apparently. It's totally lame. And
She smiles a little bit at that.
yeah. And that, for whatever reason, it's just intuition. Maybe things I was told on the way in camp, stories, what have you, that he might be able to assist with things like dragons. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I can only tell you what I know of the man. Long ago, he came to my shop seeking powerful magic items in order to assist him with a purpose. It took a lot of interrogation and a lot of general digging through casual conversation, repeated visits, but I believe I've stitched together the truth. At one point, Garland fell in love with a woman by the name of Phelan Thamior, an elvish woman that lived in the village of Seluma, the village that you spoke of. From all accounts, it was profitable and a nice village, several tall educational facilities, and well-to-do. They were thriving as a small community here in Reston. They had towers in the mountains that shone in the evening sun. Reflecting the setting light, they glimmered like rainbows. Garland fell in love with Phelan, and they were bedded at one point. He was very rash, from what I understand. He told her that he would never let any harm come to her, and so left after several months to go and seek the power to protect the village. He came to visit me. Here he collected magic items and scrolls. I'm not sure where he got the vast amounts of wealth that he provided in exchange. Perhaps he felt guilty, but he wouldn't discuss it. Strange that someone would brag about their conquests and how they had collected so many coins and gemstones of great value. But he collected several magic items and decided to go back. He stated that the forest was a threat to the village and that he needed ways to stop it, to stop the shadow spawn from writhing and crawling within. So, he collected the magic items and a powerful ritual, a ritual that cost him dearly. He went back and about 3 years later returned, seeking a ring of invisibility and a robe of the Archmagi.
Oh.
I provided them to him in exchange for several very valuable gems. He thanked me, but he wasn't the same man he had been before. He seemed broken and defeated, concerned and anxious. The man that I had known as Garland, brave and seeking for ways to protect the ones he loved, had devolved into someone who was simply trying to survive. That was a very long time ago, and I haven't seen Garland Sumner for way too long. As far as I know, he returned to Saluma. Probably still there.
Do you know anything of Saluma? He said that he mentioned dark spawning creatures coming out of the forest.
He did mention large wild animals, goblins, shadow spawn, bugbears, even dark centaurs from Corlin had made their way that far inland. Terrible entities. A couple fiends even made their appearance there. He said that he had slain them and protected his love, he said. But as far as permanently protecting them, that's what he sought to do. He didn't talk much once he returned. Whatever happened during his one visit back to Saluma, there's something there that I'm unaware of that changed the man. And I'm not sure it changed him for the better. He seems sorrowful and cautious.
Brendan scoffs at the end of that and says, oh, he clearly didn't do a good job of protecting things, did he?
Don't know. All I know of Saluma is from before, where they produced great wines of blueberries.
Wine.
Yeah, Brennan looks to the group and says, well, I think we've learned some things about this man, whatever his name is. Is it time for wine?
Speaking
I think
of,
it is.
I may actually still have a bottle. Borges, would you mind getting one of the Saluma wine bottles? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And he grumbling goes in. You hear the bell jingle. Don't tell him this, and please don't repeat it while he's around. But Saluma, all trade ended about the time that he returned to the village. No one's had any goods from that city in decades. Nearly a century now. Borges comes back with a bottle of wine. This is the good stuff. And he will uncork it and pour you each a glass of blueberry wine.
Is that the bottle that it came in?
Yes, this is the bottle, yes.
Yeah, Brendan's trying to play this off like he doesn't care about everything. But he's going to take that bottle and just look at it because that's probably the first object that he's seen from that area since he was young. Even if it's just a plain bottle, he's just going to gaze at it.
It'll trigger a faint memory of, someone bottling similar bottles. Not the exact same, but a similar bottle when you were a kid.
Well, at that,
Judith, can we purchase? Can we purchase the entire bottle of wine?
Oh, you, of course, if you'd like, except for this glass, of course. And she takes a sip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I take a sip as well.
It's delicious. For an 80-year-old wine, it's good.
How much for this bottle, Judith?
Oh, I couldn't possibly part with it for less than 200 gold pieces.
Brennan presents 200 gold pieces and says it's partable. I'll take it for that.
Of course. Borges, give him the cork. There goes one for the collection, and he gives you the cork.
Yeah, Brendan's gonna ask. There's still wine in it. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Why don't we finish this, and then head off? But he just pours it out so everybody can finish. Judith, would you like more?
She smiles. I think I've had enough. I appreciate it, though. It is delicious, and it's yours. I wouldn't want to take advantage.
I just wanted to see what you'd be like after a few drinks.
She smiles. I'm not sure you would.
Take advantage indeed. And so Brennan puts the bottle into his backpack, and he kind of stares for an extra second. He puts it right next to that picture that Sweagus Rose drew.
Okay.
Anyone else have questions for our Judith?
Well,
Go ahead, Rose.
I was going to ask Judith. I know this is a little probably not something you're used to, being asked, but as the brave adventurers who managed to obtain the Eye of Kyofu for you, I know it belongs to you now. We sold it to you, but would you particularly mind if we used it?
She cocks her head to the side.
Not take it from your store. Just use its ability while it's in the store.
Well, I suppose. That would be a. You wish to use it inside the store. I would caution against that.
Yeah,
The amount of magic would cause a lot of headaches.
Well, it's just.
I'm not opposed to it, but I simply would caution you against it.
What do you want to do, Rose?
Well, just combining it with the eye we still have. If I were to say, picking a random person, Leandros, if I were to scry him while using the Eye of Kyofu, I think wouldn't I be able to see whatever magic he's wearing on him at the time?
Let's see here.
If I remember, no. Kyofu was just a giant detect magic.
Yes, however, it is within 30 feet of you, not of the 30 feet of the sensor.
Oh, okay. So you can't. There's no synergy. Okay. Never mind then. It was just a thought she had.
That'd be an interesting combo, but
to a range of 300 feet.
Yeah.
Piercing through walls and structures.
Yeah, which would in Judith's shop be.
Woohoo! Yeah, you would be blinded. In fact, if Eric just said you are blind, I would not be surprised. Like no saving throw. It's like
I would give you the saving throw, but it's like DC 60.
But yeah, no, it was just a thought I had of trying to collect information about the people I want to murder. Oh well, thank you for the thought, Judith. It's the thought that counts.
Of course. Please, if you do see Garland, tell him that his items are ready for him.
Huh.
Do you have scrolls of sea invisibility?
Of course. They're right inside. And she will open the door and go inside.
Yeah, I'll follow her inside. How much are they?
See, invisibility is what level? See, invisibility is a second level spell, so I believe those are 100 gold each, if I remember properly.
Okay, I'm going to grab 2 of those, please.
They're 120 gold each.
Oh, okay. I'll grab 2 of those.
Okay, that'll be 240 gold. And she easily goes over and pulls them out. She's got a lot of those. Those are not a rare item that she's got. Those are fairly common. After all, it only takes, 2 hours to craft it.
Okay, very good.
All right. Anything else you need from Judith?
Echo's good.
All right.
I have nothing at the moment to ask her.
All right. Cool. So as Borges folds up the table and the chairs and puts away the tea cart, he will take the wine glass from you, Brennan, and Udagus Rose, and Amer.
Amer's not there.
Amer's not there?
Am-
Okay.
No,
Amer's off. That's
Am-
right. Amer's off doing his thing, which is...
Yes, he's off
scary.
drinking at the consortium.
He's at the consortium. Okay.
Yes, and he's getting
Mimed his way through an
trashed.
invisible door.
Did he not stop along the way?
Nope, he left. He skipped out of the park and went back to the bar and started drinking.
Okay. Awesome. So, you guys can head back out into the town. Where next?
Well, Rose is just gonna, say, to the others, to have a fun time, and then she's gonna go back to the park and meditate / people watch.
Awesome.
Yeah, she hasn't meditated in nature for like almost a year at this point, so yeah, it's something she has to do.
Cool. Awesome.
This is how monks have fun.
Yep. Alright, so while you're there, you will see a individual come in. He's about 2'3". Looks like a gnome. He walks in, shock white hair, half bald, just receding hairline up to the top of his head. He's bringing in a large leather sack into the temple area. As he does so, he walks right up to one of the clerics, and they go off to the side. Let me get you a picture of him here. A moment. I'll get that picture for you here. Yep. It's a big gnome. This is what he looks like. There we go. He walks up to one of the clerics and hands the cleric an entire large sack. With your passive perception, you can hear it jingle. There are potions in that sack. The cleric and he talk together for a little bit. He smiles broadly, pats the cleric on the knee, and will turn to leave.
It's not any of her business. I mean, if she was Amer, she might steal those potions because they might come in handy, but
Okay,
she's not that kind of person.
awesome. Well, he will leave. Cool. All right. The camera's going to pan across town. Echo, did you go back to the consortium? Brendan, what about you?
Yeah, Brennan's gonna make his way back with the intention of getting a room and going upstairs.
Okay. Cool. Not a problem. Echo?
Yeah, I think Echo's going to go back to the consortium as well. He's just going to relax for the day, get ready for tomorrow because it looks like they're going back on the road.
All right. Awesome. Cool. So,
Whenever anyone goes to the consortium, by the way, Amer's there drunk, dancing on the tables.
all right. Yep. So as you guys walk in, Amer is there dancing on the tables. How drunk is Amer really?
How drunk is he really? He's probably a 5. He's acting like an 8.
Got it. That's pretty typical. Is he,
And
what's he doing? normally when Aimer does things, from what I understand, Aimer has an alternative motivation. Is there any of that going on in this case?
A little bit.
Okay.
In the sense of, like, he doesn't know if, like, it was announced he joined the consortium with the Blue Coat, so he's just trying to act, like, super chaotic to throw everyone off, so I don't have any idea what his, what his organizations actually are, I guess. You know what I mean? Can't find the word I'm looking for there. So right now he's currently breakdancing on the table.
All right. Awesome. People are giving you some space. With your 22 performance, you're able to entertain the crowd.
Yeah.
You will become the talk of the establishment. Even Brad will pause to watch. Cool. How late do you want to stay up, Aimer?
Aimer will stay up till about dinner time, and then he'll eat dinner and go to bed.
Cool. Sweet August Rose?
She'll stay in the park until they kick her out.
They won't kick you out.
Oh,
You're welcome
cool.
to sleep there. Several of the clerics simply lay down on the ground and go to sleep.
I mean, yeah, she used to do this back on the mountain where she trained. It's nice to be able to sleep under the stars sometimes. And yeah, they've been zipping around so much. She hasn't been able to do this in a while. So yeah, she'll stay up till about 2 in the morning, and then she'll trance for a few hours until sunrise. And then once the sun rises, she'll head back to the consortium.
Awesome. Cool. So, as you guys go to sleep, I'm going to roll a d4. We're going to see what we're doing here. Actually, I need to roll d6. D6. All right, so d6. Echo Rex. Tonight, you're going to have a dream. And it's one of those flying dreams where you're sailing far above the trees. The clouds, little wisps of them, little white wisps, follow beneath you. You pass them, and you joyfully do a barrel roll. The sun rotating across your scales, your long wings spread wide. You can see your own shadow down below. This is life, as Amaria Rosie remembered it. As you're flying along, you see a beautiful waterfall. You dive towards it, and you fly right through it, washing your scales. Refreshing. You're able to continue going and just enjoy the beauty that exists in the world. At the edge of the horizon, you can see your home, the golden spire shining in the sunlight. You've earned some rest. And you can wake up in the morning, completely refreshed.
Do I remember where the waterfall was?
Yes, you do remember where the waterfall was.
Where was it?
The waterfall, we're going to put that there. We're going to go ahead and pan out here so I can show you guys where the waterfall was. The waterfall was down here in Fluiden. And it was right at the edge of this river, the headwaters of this river.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought that the Endless Pinnacle was in the blue waters. Is it the Endless Pinnacle? What was it called? It's called the Endless Pinnacle?
Yeah. Now, you can go ahead and roll a history check, please.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay. With a 28, your home was one of the Sky Islands.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And you guys can all take a long rest. Go ahead and confirm that as you guys wake up in the morning.
Long rest.
Waking up, you smell fresh baked bread with cinnamon. There's some nuts in the scent as well. Huh. You're coming downstairs for breakfast?
Oh yeah, Rose is already in the common area waiting for them.
Yeah,
All right.
Amer got down there early. He's kind of holding his head a little bit.
Good morning, everyone. I trust you slept well, or tranced well.
Oh, why are you talking so loud?
Oh, because it's a beautiful day, Amer.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all.
Brad comes running by with a large pizza-sized plate. Lights it on the table, and it reveals a cinnamon roll that is 6 inches tall and fills the entire pizza plate. There you go. And coffee and beer and water. Need some milk? There you go. All set. Be right back. And he runs off.
Amer takes the beer. He takes a big old big mug of beer before he starts eating the cinnamon roll.
This is one of those triple chocolate stouts. It's not light beer. This is the cure for hangovers.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just drinking and eating. It seemed like such a great idea yesterday.
Well, hopefully you'll learn your lesson, but I doubt it.
I say, when have I ever learned my lesson?
Never change, Amer.
Plan.
I mean, I don't know. You could change a little.
Yeah, well, it's deep words coming from Rose because nothing is permanent. Yeah. But she's just looking over at Echo and just saying, so, assuming you don't get your mind crushed, or assuming you do, are we just gonna keep hanging out here until you can manage to conquer the orb?
So here's the thing. We can teleport. We can teleport to the city. I mean, without any problems at all, because we actually have an associated object now with the city.
Oh.
Being the wine bottle.
Oh, well, that's easy then.
Now, that doesn't mean that we teleport directly to where Garland is. If I scry on him, then we could probably teleport directly where he is.
Well, I saw where his house was. I followed him from the city to his house. I could lead us there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. That's possible.
Like, as long as we don't go into the city during night, I think it should be relatively safe. But then again, he was invisible in the day too, so maybe there's stuff there in the day, but it shouldn't be too difficult, right?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know, but yeah, it shouldn't be.
I mean, if you want to take a crack at the orb, be my guest. But if you don't want to risk it, if we can just teleport straight to the city, I wouldn't mind spying on one of our many enemies.
Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. If you want to go ahead and use the orb,
all right,
you can use it, and we'll use the wine bottle to teleport.
All right. She'll drink the third, or her third potion of advantage, and she will touch the orb.
Okay.
And she will just say, "Show me Don Ricardo Cervantes."
Okay.
And that's why we have advantage. I'm going to spend a key point to use Diamond Soul to re-roll that. Wow. Okay. I guess that's the world telling me something.
Does anyone have inspiration or anything?
I did not. I gave it to Rose last time.
I do have inspiration. I will use my inspiration reluctantly.
Okay.
Try one more time. There we go.
All right. Cool. As your vision pans across, you find yourself at the very tippy top of the Citadel of Bourbon. There's a thing right in front of you. You're not sure if it's a man, a dragon, a demon, a blob. It could be an ooze for all you can really tell. You can see in the dark, so you can see its kind of form there. It straightens up, and you hear bones cracking within. It forms the shape of a very tall man, 6'2", muscled, broad-shouldered, swarthy legs. He'd be a good challenge for you, Rose, if you could grapple him. Of course, the fact that he's amorphous in form is disturbing.
So just to be clear, he was like a vaguely blob shape and he congealed into like a humanoid shape?
Yes.
Okay.
And as he did so, you heard bones snapping within the blob shape.
Yeah. And I can see, is he, because I've seen Don Ricardo once before, like 110 years ago. Does he look the same?
No. Whatever influence he has manifested or made deals with has corrupted him. His eyes are slick black. Gone are even the predatory pupils and irises he used to have. Just wells of darkness now. His skin, black as night. Little rivulets of silver indicate his veins and pulse. You hear some more bones snapping, and two large leathery wings burst out of his back. Claws on the end of them. He sighs. Well, that one was delicious. I've wanted wing. It's nice to be able to take those traits from those I consume. So, now, there's something coming. Interesting. Who are you? He looks directly at the sensor.
It's not like I can answer.
Who's wanting to take a peek at who I have become? What I'm doing? Strange. Not many would dare. He walks up to the sensor, and he pets it. You can almost feel his slimy, calloused hands touch your face, but you can't. It's just that insinuation that he's going to. So delightful. It's been years. Very well. I know how to deal with you. He walks over to a small table where there is a head of a fiend currently resting there, eyes bleeding across its black face. You can still see part of the spine extending out onto the silver platter. Green blood spills onto the tray. He reaches over and grabs a napkin. He walks over to the sensor and drapes the napkin, obscuring your view.
Ooh. I can't even shake it off. What a jerk. Can I still hear him?
You can still hear him. You'll hear the grinding and slapping of him consuming, presumably, the head on the platter.
Yeah, she'll keep it there for as long as she's able. Eventually the sensor will disappear, and presumably the handkerchief falls to the floor.
So Rose, what room were you in?
The top of the tower.
Yeah, she would not recognize which room.
Yeah, no, yeah, she would. Yeah, she found that out last time she was in Bourbon. He completely renovated the castle, so it's not the same as when she used to live there.
But can you remember the layout? What was the layout of the room?
Oh, it was just the room on top of. Was there a window? I could tell it was the top of the tower.
There were no windows. You would know it as the top of the tower simply because it is round in shape and has a pinnacle at the top. So the room actually forms. If you've been to the Capitol here in Texas, it's that kind of conical shape at the top. And for the record, you've been granted inspiration by Bertelli.
Thank you. I already got it back. God, it's great having someone cheer us on like that. She nods. So she would be able to recognize, because she saw it from the outside when she was in the city.
Right.
So she'd be able to recognize it from the inside.
To recognize the architecture.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rose, pictures on the wall, furniture, a throne, a bed. What do you see? What did you see?
There would have been a throne. It's opulent and plush. It sits in the near center of the room, not dead center, but just off center. And from the throne, you can see in all directions around the room. It does not provide cover. It's simply a chair that is used to allow people entry. There's one door, no windows. Very high ceiling.
Yeah, very sparse. Yeah.
Pictures on the wall or paintings?
No pictures, no paintings. But I do want a perception check from Sweet August Rose.
All right, here we go. I'm good at these.
Sure.
Sometimes. There we go.
The 26. There was a lever on the throne.
He has a rancor pit.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
There's a lever on the throne.
Yeah, a lever.
It's probably a force cage. It's probably a force cage, so you can't escape once you get in.
Well, I mean, I'm more concerned about what he was doing. Yeah. In a strange way, it's actually kind of odd. You know, this goes back to what I was talking about with Destiny. Almost my opposite. He had silver veins crossing all across his skin. She says as she holds up her arm with the golden veins threading through her skin.
I'm excited to see what Bubble does.
Yeah, me too. For Don Ricardo or for Rose, yeah. So yeah, she just says, yeah, it was very strange. He was like, do you remember that giant blood blob we fought in the Temple of Masaba? It was kind of like that. That was hard to tell. It was pure black, and I think he was eating something, like a blob does, just absorbing it, and then I could hear him crushing it inside of him. He absorbed whatever he ate, and he gained wings. So maybe it was like some sort of dragon or something. And he was crowing about how he's always wanted wings. I don't know anything about demons or devils or fiends. I was hoping maybe that could provide some insight into what exactly he is.
It's a good start. I mean, we have the eye. We can just keep at it until we get more and more information.
Unfortunately, he also has either true sight or he can see invisible things, because he saw the sensor and he just put a handkerchief on top of it.
Yeah, and but until he does that, I mean, you have a good 10, 15, 20 seconds that you're going to be able, wherever he is, whatever he's doing, you'll still be able to gain that much information. And
True, fair enough.
over the course of weeks and weeks, it's going to add up.
Yeah, just like Santa Claus.
Can't do it at the same time every day. Yeah, we have to start varying the times we do it. But Echo, I just want to make sure, since this is your area of expertise, if you were to be prepared, say someone started sending us a scrying orb at us every day or so, could you prepare a spell to track it, to I don't know, see through, maybe like reverse scry it or something? See the person who's casting the spell?
No, I don't think that's possible. At least I don't know how to do it. Really, all you can do is destroy the sensor, obscure it, or dispel it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure he's not able to pull some reverse scrying on us and like see back through it or something like that.
There's probably spells or ways for him to determine, not legend lore, but legend lore like. There's probably something that he can do where eventually he's going to figure out it's you. I mean, that's very possible.
Oh, he has a lot of it.
Yeah. Or, maybe he'll figure out it's the Eye of Hydra. Yep. But right now, it seems like he doesn't know.
Well, yeah, like I say, he has a lot on his plate. He's planning a war with the Protectorate, so. Which actually reminds me, if we ever get back on a boat, maybe I could talk to them. Anyways, well, that was certainly enlightening. Well, I suppose now it's time to go to St. Lua.
Brennan, is there anything you want to do before we go? Or Aimer?
Did we lose both of them?
Hello?
You might both be muted.
Brennan's muted.
Aimer's not in the channel.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, he is. He is on my channel.
Yeah,
Oh.
I see him.
Uh-oh. Guys? And then there were
Brennan
two.
is trying to speak. He's restarting.
Ah. Well, it says you're muted on my Discord.
It might be a microphone problem.
Yeah.
We won't
then-
report without him having an opportunity to do so.
And of course, Joe is probably having cat troubles like usual.
Or smoker, or dog, or chicken.
I mean, that cat has killed Aimer more than anything else.
Indeed.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, whatever, it's weird.
Was there anything you wanted to do before teleporting out of here?
No, I was saying I spent most of yesterday planning what it was you might say to this man. I don't know. It's kind of how I avoided Aimer's fate. Planning what might happen today.
Okay. Aimer? Nope. Alright. Inspection. So what's the plan, guys?
Well, I think it's time for us to turn into a fiery comet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
So we'll, with the wine glass, if Brennan will let me use it, with the wine glass,
The bottle?
wine bottle, yep. Sinluma, from Sinluma. Then I'll cast teleport and teleport us all to Sinluma.
Okay. You do have to roll the D100 even though you're going to succeed.
Right, okay.
All right, and Brennan gives it some.
I'm glad you've got the associated object.
Yeah, me too. Can you use inspiration for that roll?
I would totally allow you to. Yes. Absolutely would. If you wanted to. You don't have to, but you could
Right.
have.
Okay.
Yeah. You have an associated object, which means that you succeed on a 0, 1 through 100. So,
Okay.
if you had been without the wine bottle, you would have only gotten that would have been a mishap. You would have ended up taking damage and be shunted somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that would have been bad. As
Yeah,
you guys
similar.
arrive, good. Yeah, similar place.
I was just, yeah, similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As you guys arrive, you appear in a basement. There's some smashed kegs in the corner. Well, this is where the wine bottle brought you. With your
Yeah,
insight,
that makes sense.
this is where it was bottled.
Yep.
That's smashing the keg. That's good. That's like a sin.
It's true.
Are there more wine bottles here with wine in them?
I need you to roll your perception check.
If we're in a basement, I'm assuming it's dark in here.
It is dark, yes. And you should be.
She'll be on the lookout for any of those shadows or shades down here.
Yep.
Something's wrong. I'm not rolling with advantage. I'm just rolling doubles.
Refresh.
Refresh real quick. I got a 15
Okay.
and 21.
Okay.
All right.
So with True Sight,
Uh-huh.
what do I see in here?
With True Sight, you see a whole bunch of markings across the walls that aren't there for the other people in the party. You can see that there are inscriptions and runes of alarm in here. They are currently pulsing. You guys have set off alarms of something in here.
Okay.
The rest of you look around the room with your dark vision, and you can see smashed glass bottles all over the floor. If you guys are not wearing shoes, you're going to need to have some pretty severe calluses to not cut yourself as you cross this floor. Every wine bottle that had been in here has been smashed.
Tremor sense. Do I feel the presence of anybody else within 60 feet?
Not yet.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
It's dark in here. Rose is gonna go invisible.
Okay.
But she's just gonna say to the others, "Well, there's only one way out of here. I'm assuming it's the stairs out of the cellar."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go.
No.
You guys can ascend out of the cellar, and as you come up out of the cellar, you can hear a shuffling in the distance. Just a whisper, almost like fabric crossing itself. You look out into the distance. There's motion, but you can't really make out what's moving.
I cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Okay.
Is it just a long way away, or obscured, or invisible?
It's a good 200 feet away, but you can hear it because it echoes in this nearly silent place.
Yeah,
This is creepy.
I'll look over at Brennan just to make sure he's doing okay.
Yeah, Brennan's just on alert like he always is with his bow and arrow out. He asked Echo Rex, "You think that's the old man?"
I can't tell yet. Yeah, I can't tell yet.
Whatever they are, they're moving very quick for an old man.
I don't think it's the old man. I think it's
There's multiples.
something else. Yeah.
Should we hide and ambush?
Yeah, I guess so. I think we probably need to prepare for a fight. We don't.
Yeah.
The old man's probably the only peaceful thing in this place.
Aim or hide somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I will hide as well. I'm also invisible, so that probably helps.
I'm not, but I'll roll stealth.
Wow.
Mm.
So Echo Rex
know.
is the only one not hidden at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Without a certain clanky sorceress, I know we're actually a really stealthy party.
Yeah. So
Plank.
Echo, are you going to shine in the sun?
Echo turns around,
Yeah.
sees nothing.
You're alone in a village, Echo.
Yeah, Echo's not afraid of much. I mean, he doesn't really care to hide too much. I was going to cast greater invisibility on a couple of guys, but they all disappeared. So.
Hey,
He just looks around.
It's not about being afraid. It's
Yeah,
about tactical advantage.
yeah,
Yeah, I think Echo may fly up above the ground, 30 feet or so, and just wait until he can see what they are.
I don't get the opportunity to Batman people as much as I want, so I'm gonna take it when I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah. How about through the walkie-talkie? Brennan will ask Sweetest Rose. Does this look familiar to you? Are these houses familiar?
Oh yeah, did I see one of the houses when I on my trip the other day?
Yes, you would have seen this winery.
Yeah, he walked by it. He poked around inside for a little bit, then came back out.
Should we stealthily retrace those steps?
Well, do you want to see who's coming down the road, or do you just want to leave?
Would we need to go that way anyway?
Are the things coming from the direction of his father's cabin?
You can hear them coming from all directions.
Oh, they're coming from all directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why your dad was invisible. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Okay, so yeah, Echo will cast greater invisibility on himself.
Okay.
Because it sounds like that's the way to go around here.
Well,
Dad kind of cleared us off, I guess.
Let's. Well, I mean, I think we should still see what these things are. I mean, they might not. Maybe if it's just like a pack of goblins or something, then that's one thing. But if it's
right.
Aaron puts his left foot in. I takes his left foot out. He puts his left foot in, and he goes invisible.
Okay. The moment that Echo Rex goes invisible, there's no more movement.
Oh, it's a quiet place. Let's see.
Maybe they just are after you, Echo.
Yeah, that tracks.
well, you're the teleporter, so maybe they locked onto you, or maybe it's just whenever something is visible.
Yeah, probably.
If none of you guys want to do it, I'll do it. She'll exit the little. I imagine she's like in this shadowy area.
Sure.
But the instant she steps out into the light, the invisibility vanishes. And she'll walk out to the middle of the road, and she'll see if she can see these things.
You can see in the distance these shadows flitting from one shadow to another as quickly as they can. They don't want to be in the light, but they're dark, humanoid, vaguely shapes.
Yeah, I'm over the walkie-talkie. I'm just, I'm thinking if we stay in the light, they might just leave us alone.
I mean, so
what is the weather like here, though? Is it overcast? Is it?
Oh yeah.
It's clear skies today. The sun is there. It's bright enough. It's a little cool this high in the mountains, but it's not cold. It's just daytime.
Well, yeah, she's just wondering if, can she roll a religion check to see what these things are, or?
This would be a history check, and the DC I've established is a 26.
Can Echo roll that?
I think.
We'll try.
I am an expert when it comes to shadows.
I'll give you advantage. That's fine.
I can't pass it, so.
That's
I
okay.
don't know if I can. Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get better than 18. Doesn't hurt to try, I guess.
Sure.
No, I can't pass it. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're saying is they're not normal shadows. Gotcha.
They're not normal shadows. No. And
Like
they're
the
not
little.
moving like any type of entity that you're familiar with. And you're familiar with a lot of entities that like shadows.
Especially shadows.
Yeah, especially the actual shadows.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about the undead, the strength
Right.
draining ones. Yeah. Um, so
How far away did you say they are?
They would be at this point. The last time you saw them, they were 200 feet away.
Okay.
so just to be sure, I'm fairly certain they're not the strength draining shadows that are.
So, one of Brennan's favored enemies is undead. If it is undead, maybe he has something on it.
Okay, let's roll. Interesting. Yeah. What you got? Let's roll your history check, please, Brendan.
History. Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nope. Huh. Well,
All right, Brennan. Let's go find your dad.
all right. Let's just
tell us. He can tell us what these
what
things
they're-
are.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they're weird, but they're not doing anything. They're not coming at us. So just stay in the light and see what happens.
All right.
Okay. So you guys stick to the light and make your way through town. Occasionally, you will hear the rustle of something in the darkness, but you're unbothered. You guys go up to the fountain in the center of town. The water seems clear, but, there's ick still in there. The algae floats on the surface. The name of Sinolume is there, and you guys can pass this fountain if you choose to. Do you wish to stop here or continue?
I'd like to investigate the fountain.
Okay.
Just look at anything interesting that may have happened to it. Any weird scratches, scars, footprints,
Sure.
paw prints, shadow prints.
Absolutely. Investigation, please.
29.
29. Okay. Aimer, this fountain was placed here 321 years ago on a Thursday. There are a number of impact marks across the bottom of the fountain that you can see through the clear section of the water. If you were to calculate how many copper pieces are in there, you would find that there are 39 copper pieces in the bottom of the fountain. The fountain was once a functioning spring, a natural spring that allowed it to bubble up out of the center and flow around. People regularly came here and filled their water skins. It's enough to supply water for a good 3,000 to 4,000 people a day. Very nice. Low lip would have allowed even children to access it. There are claw marks along the lip and on the inside. The central section has crumbled inward, blocking all but the faintest trickle of water. The fountain was made by a gentleman by the name of Borrevos. That's Brroev. I'll type it out for you here. Borrevos. There you go. He's a individual that signed it on the center spigot, and it's very nicely made, but it's fallen into disrepair and disuse. The most recent use is on this one side, and someone regularly comes to this one side as a matter of habit to collect water. With your passive insight, you would know that's probably the individual that you guys are tracking, Garland, Sumner.
Well, if we wait here long enough, we're likely to come across this guy, but he uses this one little particular patch of the fountain. But at the same time, it's going to get dark. Eventually.
Oh yeah, like I if we keep going this way, we can head towards his cabin. This is the path he took.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right.
Aimer, do you go for any of the copper pieces?
No.
Okay.
That water's disgusting.
Okay.
I'm not getting on my clothes.
Awesome. So, as you shun the pile of copper pieces, you guys can head off into the forest. As you do so, the sounds of the shuffling entities fades. It's not following you anymore. You come to the tree line, And I need everyone to roll a perception check as you come to the tree line. Awesome.
Why didn't they follow us?
Well, they could be trapped to the city, you know.
Okay.
Would that be some sort of curse or something like that?
Or she kind of looks over at Brennan, just, you know, not to hurt his feelings, but, you know, my first thought is, you know, they're the people who lived here and they're trapped there.
Perception. Well, Brennan has good perception too. He says, I think you're right.
As you come to the tree line, you can see several of the trees have claw marks on them, much larger than the ones at the fountain and deep. The claws for this are easily 6 inches long and hooked. Something has been crawling sideways across these trees.
Would Brennan know that from hunting and tracking?
Roll your Arcana check with your proficiency bonus added on top.
That's creepy.
Arcana. My Arcana's not good.
Or history, either way. So you've got
And then-
plus 5, correct?
Yeah.
So that's a 21. This is some sort of arboreal dragon.
Yeah. Brennan just looks at very seriously and turns to the group and states, "This is some type of boreal dragon." Yeah.
Got one
Tree
shot.
dragon. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Well,
Do
when
they
a mommy
spit-
dragon loves a daddy tree, they make tree dragons.
I wonder what their breath weapon is. Is it like just a cloud of leaves? Like razor sharp leaves?
I mean, would Brennan know this?
Not with the 21.
Yeah,
You
Brennan will
would
say,
recognize it's a dragon. It has a very long tail, you would recognize. There are marks in the ground that indicate at the end of the end of the tail, there is a large club-like appendage similar to an ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus dragon. Oh my god, now we gotta kill this thing.
Yeah. So Brennan relays that. Just says, I don't know what it does, what kind of dragon, but it's clearly a dragon from the markings.
The best kind of dinosaur.
Does Echo? From his description, does Echo have an idea what it might be?
No, this would not be something that you're familiar with.
Oh,
Yeah.
a new kind of dragon. Hmm.
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
And that might be disturbing to you because Echorex is supposed to know things about dragons, and this doesn't match any dragons that Echo or Maria Rosie would have remembered.
Huh. Well, to be fair, for Amity or Rosie, like his data banks are a little out of date. I mean,
Dragon technology has increased over the
Hybrid.
well, if it attacks us, we'll kill it, and if it doesn't attack us, then we'll make our way to the
So we'll also
cabin.
kill it?
last exactly.
Yeah, we'll get the essence. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, Judith did said they would say what there was giant centaurs, fiends, goblins, and all sorts of things in these woods.
She didn't say giant centaurs, she said fiendish centaurs. Just, I have to clarify that because I don't want the giant thing going from there.
I think it was
Fiendish
shadow
centaurs.
centaurs, to be exact.
Well, I don't know. You know, looking at the woods, are they spooky woods or nice looking woods?
Do you guys remember Sword in the Stone where they go to visit Madame Mim?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're kind of spooky woods.
Not Madam Mim. Mad Madam Mim. There you go.
Madame Mim.
So yeah, spooky woods. Got it. All right. Well, this way, and Rose will just start blithely leading them down the road. She's not making any attempts at stealth.
Okay.
It's kind of a I dare you guys to attack me kind of move.
Yeah, and Echo's keeping a watch out for Brennan's dad, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or an old man.
Yeah. You can't miss him. He's a bald old man with what color was his robe?
Well,
Blue with
well, I'll just
gold.
point out any old man we see. How's that?
I mean,
If there's any old man out here, we need to.
Yeah.
We
If any person.
well, like if we run into like an old man with a hat and one eye, it's probably not the old man we're looking for, you know.
Right.
Echo, the creepy thing is that because you have true sight, you can actually see into the ethereal plane while you're walking through here, and you do see the ghosts of the people who are still haunting this land.
Yeah. But we don't know. We don't know. This isn't normal. Something's actually really happened to this town or village.
That can be insinuated. Yep.
Yeah, like
You guys,
yeah, just a transformation of the people. I mean, it's not like they're just dead people walking around.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
something happened to the village all at
well,
once.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, I'm sorry to dredge up bad memories, Brennan, but I thought you said Sargeos burned this place to the ground.
And Brennan says that's what I thought as well. This is as new and different to me as it is for you.
Huh. Have your memories been modified just by chance?
They were, I wouldn't know.
That's a fair point.
Things could have been rebuilt. He might have lived at the
don't
outskirts of the village.
I mean, we were in the middle of the village, and none of it looked run down and decrepit, but it didn't look like it burned down. Like, did we Eric? While we were in town, did we see any signs of fire damage or?
you would have seen some, not like an entire building, but there was some signs that there had been fires in the town.
Okay.
Yeah, but who knows?
Well, we'll ask your dad, I suppose, assuming he doesn't do anything crazy like attacking us or something.
He'll do what he does, and we'll react accordingly.
Oh, you can't set me up for jokes like that. Sorry. He'll do what he does. What? You'd leave? Sorry about that.
Hey, Brennan,
Went out
where's
for lottery
the-
tickets,
where's the-
guys.
Yeah, where's the nearest convenience store? Or the one that sells cigarettes?
Oh man. But yeah, I suppose we'll just continue heading down to the. She'll lead them down to the down the path to the cabin she saw.
As you guys are going, your footsteps are going through the leaf mold at the bottom of this forest. It's a good 2 inches thick, and you guys will leave tracks unless you have some way to avoid doing so.
I don't know if I do. I don't think anything clearly states that.
Yeah, I don't think I do particularly either.
Fun. While traveling for an hour or more in tough terrain, you don't slow down. Don't become lost by magical means. You remain alert to danger. You move stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay.
No. I was looking at the stealthily, but I mean we're moving stealthily, but we're leaving tracks.
Yep, that's fine.
Cool. You
Oh
guys
no, please
keep-
don't follow me.
Sorry?
I said, oh no, please don't follow me.
As you guys come up to the cabin, you can smell a fire. You look at it, there's a wisp of smoke coming out of a chimney.
And looks at the group, says, "What do you think?"
Oh. I mean, I suppose the only thing to do now is knock on the door.
Brendan will go. He'll say, I'll go first. Who knows what this person is? I'm your connection to them. If he attacks, I'll be in front. Brendan will go up and knock on the door.
Come in. Obviously, you're alive. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it past. Come in. Come in.
Brennan will open the door, leave it open, and walk in.
Okay. Brennan, you walk in. Nobody's here.
He's invisible again.
Amber walks
Brennan.
into also invisible.
Yeah.
Is there any open chairs anywhere, Eric?
There is one
Wait.
chair in this entire cabin.
Oh,
If we go in after, I mean, we're going to go in with him or after him.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Rose is just walking in after Brennan.
All right.
Does
so,
Echo see anything?
Echo, you can see the man currently standing in a corner with his hands prepared to cast a spell if he needs to. As you
Is
would
he-
if you were in this situation.
I thought
Yeah,
Amer
for
was
sure.
going to sit on him. I thought he was sitting in a chair.
Is he human or is he a shape changer?
He does
Has he
not
changed
have
shape?
You look at him and he looks like a 6'2" balding old man in a blue cloak with yellow trim.
Yeah.
True Sight says that you can determine their original form.
He's a 6'2" human man with a blue cloak and
Yeah.
yellow trim.
Yeah. I will twin cast see invisibility on Rose and Brennan.
Brennan's going to say, just take the ring off, old man.
And he looks at you, then close the door, damn it.
Rose will just close the door behind it once everyone's inside.
Hammer says, while still invisible, as he goes and sits in the chair, he goes, "You should have taught your son some better manners."
My
Wow, just
son.
dropping the bomb right now.
What son?
Oh,
Ta-da!
that's a bag of worms.
And just sighs, and he says, Sumner or Garland or whatever you call yourself nowadays, I'm Brennan, your son.
I don't have any son.
I thought Brennan's going to pull out his arrow and point it at him.
Why the violence? You come
You
into my
raised them-
home, you tell me you're my son, have no proof of it, and you threaten to shoot me. Bandits.
Brennan's going to shoot an arrow right by him.
Okay. Go ahead and shoot the arrow.
I don't think he said Adam. I said by him.
Yep. I just don't want
Are
to
you trying to
that
hit him or
one.
trying to miss it? Are you trying to miss him, Brennan?
I get really close to him.
Okay.
Hammer's just sitting in the chair sighing.
I just don't want to see that one. That's all. Okay. You put it exactly where you want it to be.
Thank goodness. Wow.
He looks
Dang,
at you.
you like nick his ear. Yeah.
You're a good shot with that thing. No wonder you were able to make it through the shadows.
Yeah, you wouldn't know such things, would you?
No.
Bro,
what
you got any
things?
popcorn?
Shh. This is getting good. Just let him talk.
What happened? What happened to Mother? What happened to Thalen?
How do you know about Phelan?
I need to shoot you again, old man. I am your son. I know who my damn mother is.
It figures she would have kept you from me. Won't you, I would say pull up a chair, but apparently that's been taken.
Well, they can have it. That's fine. I just wanted somewhere to sit to watch the show. Hammer says stands up.
Brennan puts out his hand.
off.
It's motioning like it's like stay.
Oh, okay. Hammer sits back.
Would you close the door so we can talk?
Yeah, I closed it.
Thank you. You never know what type of little critter might be outside listening.
A big critter crawling on the trees.
Yeah. I'm sorry, young man. I didn't know of your existence.
Awfully convenient, huh? I knew about yours.
Strange. Did your mother speak speak of me?
You spoke of you in the past tense.
That's what I was afraid of. It's what I've always been afraid of. Well, young man, your mother, Phelan Thamior, is safe. That's one thing that I am certain of. She currently resides in a tower just to the south of the village that I raised for her. She has no wants. All of her needs are met, and she is in good health. The village, however, cannot brag the same. I'm afraid it's been a little too long since the village was the way that you might remember it. And I'm afraid that it's partially my fault.
So, let me get this straight. First, you decide to have a child with an elf, and you left that child. Now you're saying that this woman is imprisoned by you, and I've had no family since then but for vagrants, mercenaries, and those you see before you.
I counted as at least both of those things.
I didn't choose to have a child with her. I fell in love. We had one night of passion under the stars. Amazing woman. It figures that she would birth such an amazing archer. I wish I could say that I had any influence on your existence, but short of the act of fatherhood, I did nothing.
You were a great help. You were a great help. You were a great help. Your image was in the bullseye every time I shot that arrow as a child.
I'm sorry.
What happened to you? Seeing how you clearly failed at whatever endeavor you had, you failed at protecting your village, failed at protecting your family or imprisoning them, I don't know. Can only assume that's why you changed as you did, or so I've heard.
That's the worst part, young man. Would you mind if I knew your name? Brennan. This is a slightly long story, but the shame of it is mine alone. You see, I have succeeded in my goals, short-sighted as they were as a youth, foolish idiot I was. I knew this elvish woman, your mother, Phelan. She was one that men would go mad for. Beautiful, graceful. The memory of her is what keeps me going. I sought and swore to protect her at all costs. I knew that at the time I did not have the means to do so, so I left after that night, and I sought to gain the knowledge and power to protect the village, to protect Phelan specifically. For there were those in the village I did not care for. They didn't appreciate having a human in the elvish ranks. They thought of me as a cur, a dog to be kicked. So, I roamed. I sought the ancient secrets, the dragon summonings. I caught the eye of one dragon, iridescent in colors, named Sageos, and he threatened Phelan. He tore the information from me after much torture. He wanted to know what I valued, to that end, he tore it from me. I visited a variety of magic shops, purveyors of ancient goods, artifacts, and rituals. And then I returned. And in the midst of his attack, I summoned a great protector for Phelan. The protector now was summoned and fought off Segeos, who has not yet returned. The protector now lies here in the village. Unfortunately, when I summoned it, other forces crept in. The elves left, not wanting to be around the presence of the great dragon. Now that the village is abandoned because of my fault, the shadows have crept in. The dragon cannot fight them. The dragon protects the tower where Phelan resides. She does have all she desires. If she chooses to leave, she can. I do not hold her against her will. She is aging, young man, but is as beautiful as you can imagine. She does not know that I am out here, but only knows that the village was destroyed. So, I'm afraid the fault is mine. I swore an oath, and I have kept it. Phelan Thamior is safe, and will remain so as long as the dragon is convinced to protect her. He protects her even from me. I, it deemed, am a threat. I am viewed as a corrupting influence upon the woman. Even in spite of the fact I love her, the dragon deemed that my destruction of the village through scaring off of the elves was too much. Too far I had gone. I had compromised my morality for my oath. So, I stay as close as I can, attempting to redeem myself in this village. I seek to rebuild that which was once good. I seek ways to rid the village of the skulks. Those are the things that come and crawl. You've done well if you've managed to come this far. The skulks are devious. They're quiet and stealthy. But know this. If I was given the choice to protect Phelan Thamior or to restore the village to its former glory, I would have chosen to protect Phelan Thamior. I love her, and I will always love her. I'm sorry I was not there for you as a child. I am not a good father. I am not one to be emulated by any means. I can only wish that growing up you had someone to look up to. That was not me.
And sighs. Sounds to me this is just one screw-up job after another by you. I don't know you. I don't know what kind of man you are. I don't even fully understand humans. I take your word as I would any other stranger. For all I know, you're a cornered dog waiting to bite.
That's valid. I have no teeth, though. My claws are all dulled. I have illusions at my disposal. I can show you a landscape that would make the village appear to be grandiose and beautiful. It is not. I am tired, young man. I'm tired, and I am old. I will continue to do my very best to protect Phelan Thamior for as long as I live, which will not be much longer. A couple of years at most, perhaps a decade.
What's your plan? Just assuming that I don't end you here and now where you stand.
My plan is to try to find the source of the shadow spawn, the source of the skulks that roam the village. I've been unable to acquire more information about it. In the past 60 years, I've become frail. I'm not the athlete that I once was. I can no longer do the things that I once did. Should you end me, nothing will change. Fortunately, I've lost all the powers to actually influence the world.
What's to happen with Mother? She's in this tower. You say his dragon's protecting her. She's just gonna die there after you perish too?
I do not know. She has servants, gardens, entire flocks of livestock. She has all her needs provided for. The dragon protects the tower. Only the worthy may enter. And it ensures that only those that it deems as good people may pass.
Oh no. Oh, shit.
That's not me.
There's no such thing as good or evil.
Oh, yes, there is. That's not me.
Brennan's visibly frustrated with all this talking. He turns to the group. He says, well, you can talk to the dragon or kill it. Either way.
If we kill it, your mom's no longer protected.
From what?
When Sagaeos comes back? Or the shadows around here?
Seems like this place is pretty shadowy as is.
Yeah, admittedly, have you looked at it? Why would Sargeos come back? I mean...
So, first off, is Sagaeos still alive?
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
That's one that we saw, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Sargeos personally, but we know he's been up to shenanigans. We know he's the cartel lord of Australia.
Making drugs.
Yeah. So we know he's still like doing stuff. We haven't seen him personally though. Like the other big bads we've run into.
So Galen, what's the name of the dragon that protects the tower?
That for you real quick, because I had it and I need to pull it up. One moment. I need to grab it.
You kind of where the tower is too.
Oh, it's that big tower on the other side of the village.
Yes.
You can't miss it.
Oh, I'm on the wrong computer. That's fine.
Right. Well,
I know that it is Longtail is the last name. I'm trying to get the first name of it because I need to get it right.
Okay. To the group, do you think?
Longtail.
Let's say that again.
Arvig Longtail. And I'll put that in the chat.
And how far away is the tower?
The tower, you saw it when you guys came in. That would have been a good 3 or 4 miles away from the cabin.
Okay.
yeah, it's basically on the opposite side of the city.
The dragon's keeping him actively as far away as possible.
Yeah.
So we'd have to cross the city again. Yeah.
So Echo, let's see.
Do you think that these, while Echo's doing that, do you think that these odd shades or odd
Skulks.
do you think that these have anything to do with beings passing from one plane to another? Or do you think it's something totally different?
He furrows his brow. That would explain my inability to find the source.
Well, the lacerations in the Shadowfell have only just, or not, it's not the Shadowfell. I'm sorry. What's the Shadow Grove? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shintaro
the
Grove.
The Shintaro Grove have only started recently. I mean, how long have these skulks been up? Have been around 60, 70 years?
Closer to 40.
Yeah, I mean that's way before the issues with the Grove started, or maybe.
As far as we know, yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe. Vagradan is just making everything worse. He's exacerbating an already existing problem.
Who knows? This old fool might have caused the problem.
Does Echo recognize the name Arvig Longtail?
No, he would not recognize the name Arvig Longtail.
So in the Draconic language, what does Arvig Longtail mean?
Crawler with a long tail.
Okay. Hey,
So, just to be clear, this dragon that's protecting Brennan's mother was strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Sargeos and repel him.
Indeed.
Oh, look over Brennan. If we can fight that thing, that'd certainly be a good benchmark.
No, I don't think we need to fight him though. He is. I mean, at the very
We
least.
can try.
Yeah.
Big monster.
Yeah, but he's a good guy. Actually, he's a possible ally.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Even Brennan at this point always is down for killing things. Is saying, I think we could talk to him first.
All right.
Oh, I think we could get past him without. I'm pretty sure we can get past him.
Oh yeah.
We know where your mom is. We can scry on your mom and teleport into the tower. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I think
he
it'd
might
be, at
be able
this
to
point,
sense that or something.
Hold on.
at this point, it'd be faster just to walk.
Did you listen to the old man though? Herds
Yeah, it could be.
and things like that. I'm gonna guess that
Yeah.
tower is an entirely different pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Or
Could be a-
no, well, never mind. I'll let you guys figure it out.
Hey, if you've got to be good to pass the dragon, we're not getting past the dragon. So.
Well, I mean,
Brennan could talk to him.
Yeah, Brennan is her son after all.
What
Well,
else?
Go ahead.
Before we talk about, because granted, I would have some sentimentality towards my mother. I'd actually like to see her, and she might have more information that could help us. But is there anything else regarding Magradam or Cervantes? This is through the walkie-talkie. Is there anything else you think this old man might know about, or anything you want to ask him?
Well, not quite yet. Let's talk to your mother first. And admittedly, I am interested in figuring out this skulk situation. I would like to see.
He couldn't figure out what the source is, but maybe he has some leads on where to look.
Yeah, I would like to see this village restored. An elvish village like this shouldn't be allowed to rot.
Well, I mean, even if we can't help get it restored, we can get rid of. Maybe we can get rid of the skulks if we have enough information.
Well, yeah, and those are what's keeping the ex-villagers away. I mean, it's only been 50, 60 years. I'm sure most of them are still alive. Once they hear the place has been cleared, they might come back. The previous inhabitants. I turn to the old man and I just say, so what exactly is a skulk?
Skulks? Terrible creatures. They are stealthy shadows. They are what you imagine under the bed. They are humanoid in shape. Long arms drag on the ground if they choose not to hold them up. But they can climb like monkeys. They can stretch their arms wider than a man is long. They have claws, teeth, eyes that can pierce even the darkest of magical darkness.
Of course.
They're terrible creatures. The one downside about the skulks is that they fear light. They do not enjoy the light. in fact. It harms them.
Any lights or just sunlight?
Mainly sunlight. It is just bright enough. However, should one carry a torch, they will avoid it unless they can put it out, which they thrive on doing. They will shove someone in order to remove the torch and quench the torch, leaving the individual in darkness and at their will. It is very dangerous to be out in the village at night.
Yeah, that's gonna be my question about what time is it?
From what you guys know, you guys had breakfast and then teleported, so it's 10 a.m.
Echo doesn't have an orb of time, so
Yeah, we have plenty of time to march over to the other tower.
I can cast the light cantrip. I mean, I can cast light on all of us. I mean, I can do a bunch of coins, cast light on a bunch of coins, and I mean, light's not a problem.
Well, I'm just curious about how apparently there's countless skulks in the city,
Yes. Many.
and I'm just how dangerous is an individual skulk?
At the height of my power, I would have had a challenge of one of them. Now, I wouldn't help even a motion to survive. And you can roll an insight check to see how powerful this guy is now. Cool. Awesome.
Let's see.
Awesome. Cool. Echo, did you want to roll?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. He has about 30 hit points, and he has an AC of 21. But as far as living through anything, one hit and this guy's toast.
Yeah.
He's an illusionist. He has very limited spells. He is not a threat to you guys, except from, emotional damage to Brennan.
emotional damage.
Yeah, too bad. I mean, ever since Phantasmal Killer lost its insta-kill ability, yeah, illusionist, man.
So Garland, can you explain what power you use to summon dragons, and how it worked?
As long as you swear to me not to use it here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I went far and wide. I sought a ancient reliquary where an old dragon had once laid. Off in Ivrix, there was a scroll held in the jaws of a great dragon. I stole the scroll, and I attempted to summon the dragon Amaria Rosie. It happened.
Amer just claps. It's just a very long spell.
I took the knowledge I had from the scroll and I edited it. Instead of a rebirth, I created a new dragon with the goals of Amaria Rosie, the morality of the good dragon. I created a homunculus of Amaria Rosie. Avrig Longtail, the arboreal dragon that guards Phelan Thamior, is the concept of what the ancient dragon once was.
Amer's just kind of coughing in the chair a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Do you need water, young man?
No, I don't think water's gonna help this. I'm fine. I think. I don't know. I might die of laughter first. We'll figure out what happens next.
But I sought help from a vendor, a saleswoman in a town called Nausha, by the name of Judith. Beautiful woman. She gave me the tools I would need in order to summon Avrig Longtail, to create that which did not yet exist. So I came back. The rest you already know.
Does Avrig Longtail know about Amarazi?
The dragon does not speak to me. It threatens and it roars. I once spoke to it. It did not have time or interest in my excuses for its existence. It viewed me as a transgressor, someone who had done something wrong, someone who had corrupted that which was good in order for good purposes. It knows that it is good. It knows that it is right, and it knows that I am wrong. Therefore, it and I are at odds.
Sounds like Longtail's a pretty smart fella.
Indeed.
What do you think, Echo?
You could nearly call Avrig Longtail the child of Emery Rosie.
Yeah,
Hammer
clone. Maybe a clone. Yeah.
coughs for a moment and stomps his feet a couple times. No. We got this. Whew. We got this.
You know, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know how Echo receives this information. It's weird. It's like
Do you have alimony?
Jerry.
Yeah, I think I don't know. That's weird. I think Amarazi would probably wouldn't like it very much, but I'm not sure how Echo feels about it. I don't know. I mean, but then again, if it's a good creature, yeah, it didn't have any choice in its creation. It's serving a purpose. It probably has as much right to live as anything if it's not an evil creature. I don't know. That's weird. That's kind
You're
of
basically talking about Brennan.
Yeah. So Garland, and I'm assuming we're talking over the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
But Garland, you said you never found the source of the skulks, but do you think you ever got close, or do you have any idea where to start looking?
If I did, I would have explored it. I've had 80 years. Not even a peep. They've started marking the buildings with alarms so that I can no longer enter and dig through without them knowing. See, the skulks are not simply monsters. They're intelligent. There are skulk wizards. There are skulk sages. There are skulk rogues. It is a species, not a creature.
Well,
Yeah.
well, maybe Avrig will be able to tell us something. Because,
Yeah,
like I
maybe.
said, in addition to rescuing Brennan's fair mother from a tower, which is a fairly romantic notion, I would like to see this village restored, if at all possible.
Yeah, again, I don't know if we could restore the village, but we could probably get rid of the the infestation.
Remove the problem. Yes.
Yeah, I think we could probably do that.
Oh, well, I suppose we still have plenty of daylight. We can make it to the other side of the village before the sun starts setting.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Brennan, are you going to murder your father?
It's not worth it. Age will take care of that soon enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, she looks over at the old man and just sighs. And, my sister used to always say, there's nothing good ever comes with falling in love with a human.
He looks resigned to being killed.
No, we're not gonna kill him. That's what that's the elves' greatest weapon when it comes to dealing with humans. Time. But yeah, she just stands up and just says, "Well, if there's anything else you guys want to do, we have."
I think we're good to go.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe this is your lucky day, Mr. Sumner.
You know how I got the name?
By summoning things, I'm assuming?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck with it. I summoned the dragon. I summoned the destruction of the village. I bear the label of Sumner as a mark against my soul.
Do you still have the original scroll for summoning Amarazi?
I have the materials, yes. The scroll itself, of course, has been edited, I'm afraid. After all, it didn't function the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Never makes me. I mean, yeah. Actually, that was over the walkie-talkie. She'll point out, like, yeah, that was way before Echo was born.
Yeah.
So it must have been his previous incarnation before Echo that kept it from working.
Huh.
Or maybe it doesn't summon the incarnation. It only would summon the actual dragon.
Oh yeah, maybe it's because he was dead. Yeah, who knows? But oh well. I guess this is Mr. Sumner's lucky day because hopefully we'll have all of his problems fixed before he passes away of old age.
Well, let's head towards the tower. You think so?
Yeah, let's go.
Brendan will turn, stop, his hand just to shake his hand to say, regardless, it was still good to meet you.
He looks at you, sincerity in his eyes. And there's a little mist in there as well.
Oh.
Young man, I wish that I had known you. I wish that I could have been your father. I wish I could have been the dad that you needed, deserved. I am not those things. And for that, I am sorry.
I'm just kind
I cannot correct it.
of, Brendan kind of closes his hand that he had held out to shake and lets it drop and looks at him, nods, and walks out.
As you walk out, he walks to the door, looking after you. The camera looks at him. He nods. Yeah. One more sin to stack on top of myself. Regret. And he'll close the door.
That's pretty cool artwork. Where'd you get that
Yeah, it
artwork?
is.
I think it's AI generated.
That's AI generated. I
That's
didn't
pretty
have
cool.
time between the last week and this week to get the good art for
That's awesome.
I drew a sketch and I threw it in AI art to refine it, but I wish I could
That's a good way to get art. Yeah, for something like this. That's awesome.
Rose will look over at Brennan and just say, like, "Are you okay?"
Then raise an eyebrow and say, "You didn't ask me this yesterday. You think I'm any better today?"
I just wanted to. Oh, whoa. She just says, "I just wanted to check."
I understand. See what this dragon can do for us.
All right. You ever want to talk? I'll listen. But yeah, we'll head on over to the other side of the village.
Okay. As you guys pick your way through the village, you can hear the skulks in the shadows, shuffling and whispering. You know they're there, but during the daylight, they're not going to act.
You know, over the walkie-talkie, I'll just point out, you know, he says these things are intelligent. I didn't realize that before. It's entirely possible we didn't really do any effort to conceal our tracks. He is an illusionist, so maybe he can hide, but you know, it's entirely possible that come nightfall, these things are gonna follow our tracks to his house and kill him.
I mean, I'm sure they already know he's there. They follow his
Do they?
tracks, too.
Do they? I mean,
Well, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think they probably do.
I don't know.
He's able to stay invisible, and they can't seem to see invisibility. So I mean, that's something he can. I don't know. He has a couple of tricks. It seems like.
Oh, we'll see. All right, well, let's talk to Mr. Averick. I am curious what he'll think of Amer and I.
As you pick your way through the streets, it's quiet and calm. The sun reaches its zenith, and you guys keep walking. You get towards the edge of town, and you find another tree line. You see the same claw marks as before. You gonna go through, or what do you want to
Oh
do?
yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll just start. I mean, we can see the tower from where we are, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's unless a giant dragon comes down and stops us, I don't see any reason why we would stop.
Okay. As you guys step forward into the tree line, we need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw. The DC for this is an 18.
Really hard.
Too bad.
That's unfortunate.
Okay,
Do.
cool.
Well, boys and girls, I'm about to get wisdom saving thrown. Hold on, is this a magical effect, Eric?
It is a magical effect.
Do I get advantage?
Hey, look at you.
Hey, look at that!
Awesome. Cool. So, Echo Rex, Sweet August Rose, and Amer step through, and a magic circle flares as Brennan tries to enter and is prevented.
The magic circle becomes visible. Is that right?
Yep, for just a moment. It's a very large magic circle. You can't even see that it's an arc here. It's just, you would recognize the magic of magic circle here.
Oh,
okay.
it's just a giant magic circle around the tower. Okay.
Area. Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a circle that big before. Wow.
I'm going to give me a second.
Yeah, you are 1 mile from the tower.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
just keep rolling. Eventually, I'll get through it.
Well, I can cast. Now let me hold on just a second. Enhance abilities on Brendan. That'll give him advantage on wisdom saving throw,
Okay,
and then see if he can enter.
sure. Let's try
Let's
once
see.
again. You have advantage on that one. Unfortunately, that's not going to help.
Okay, so Echo's gonna walk in outside the circle,
Uh-huh.
grab Brennan by the elbow, and cast Dimension Door to the other side of the magic circle.
All right. There's a trick to that. Magic Circle actually has a thing about that, and Brennan, you've got an inspiration from Daisy Plume. Exactly what the Magic Circle thing is.
I figure I have to break the DC, right?
Correct. And it is a DC of. It is a DC 18
What?
for the dimension door. I'm sorry, it's a
Yeah.
charisma saving throw.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
charisma saving throw for Magic Circle. Oh, DC 18. Yeah, okay. So you can teleport Brennan past the Magic Circle.
Oh, that was expensive.
Brushes his shoulders off. This damn magic.
Yeah, it is. It is quite annoying.
Most of us could just walk through, but you know.
As you guys have passed the barrier, the mood of this area changes. As opposed to being dark and gloomy and fungal, you see flowers. This area is pretty.
Flower.
The trees are cared for. They're regularly pruned. This place is almost like a garden forest, an orchard almost.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is what Brennan would have remembered.
And just an echo is seeing it like this too, so it's not like an
Yep.
illusion or anything.
It is not an illusion.
Okay. All right. Well,
Unfortunately, I don't have the art for this because you guys went through content really fast today. But we're going to go ahead and go through the content because the content's written. I just didn't have the art for this because I figured I had another.
Yeah.
don't worry about it. We're driven and individuals. So well, so are there actually any fruit trees?
There are fruit trees. There's a couple apples. You see a pear over there. There's trees that have fruit, but they're not organized in rows. These are wild planted. So people have kind of Johnny Appleseeded the forest here.
So is this a okay? So dragons have an effect on the terrain around them, usually a
Indeed.
mile to 5 miles, something like
Uh-huh.
that. Is this a dragon effect?
Roll your Arcana check.
I mean, it's an arbor dragon.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. But I'm gonna roll it again.
Okay.
I should know that.
Oh dear!
Yeah.
Wow.
You want
I guess I don't
inspiration
know.
or?
Do you want to use your
it's not
inspiration?
worth it. No, it's not worth it. Not
Not
worth
worth
it.
it? Okay.
I still
what do you-
suspect that's it. I just don't know.
What are you doing, Echo?
We're going to chalk this up to the fact that you aren't familiar with this specific dragon.
Yeah.
That's a weird dragon.
It's
All right.
it's a good guess though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rose will pluck an apple from one of the low hanging trees, and she'll just say, "Man, this is actually reminding me of home." Like I used to tell you guys, right? The monastery where I grew up, you would just literally pluck fruits off the mountainside because there's so many of them. This is a really nice place.
You guys walk
All right.
past a section of underbrush. It's blackberries and blueberries.
Yeah, she's just munching on her apple as we continue towards the tower.
The forest here is nearly idyllic. Everything is cared for. There are no dead limbs. Everything in here is alive and thriving. You can see where limbs had fallen, but had been cared for. The ground has been shifted and evened. The couple small stumps that do exist here are covered over with vines and being consumed by the earth once again. Just takes time. As you pass through this place, it's a delight. After a mile, you will come to a very wide open area. Grass, well trimmed, flat, perfect for any sport that you would consider playing. It expands outwards an entire 100 yards to the base of a beautiful ivory colored tower. It's made of marble. You don't see an entrance to the tower, but it does have windows, and it extends upwards a good 200 feet. It's old, very old, and very beautiful. Brennan, you would not recognize this tower, but you would recognize the architecture.
Mhm.
So I want to inspect the tower. I want to fly around it and see if there's see if maybe there is an opening. It's just not at ground level,
So
and
you're
just
gonna
circle the
get up
tower.
and fly?
Yeah.
Okay, the moment you take off, you see the trees just off to the side shift, and two large wings rise from the forest.
There we go.
And a dragon, 200 feet long, rises from the trees and flies directly in front of you, and will, just due to sheer body position, guide you down to the ground.
Just from the downdraft.
Yep. Not violent, not slamming, not attacking, just the dominance of personal space.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Poor little 3-foot tall Echo.
Yeah. Yeah. Two and a half.
Slowing down.
The dragon alights in the center of the grass, blocking the tower from you guys.
Yeah.
Hello. Who are you? You seem familiar. I've never seen you before. What are you doing in my circle?
We have a companion with us who believes that his mother is in the tower.
Brennan? You think you're Brennan? Well, that's interesting. Why would you think that?
That Brennan steps forward. He says, I am Brennan. I'm Brennan Thamur, son of Sumner Thamur, or Garland Greenwalker, son to Thielen, who's that tower.
As you mentioned Garland's name, the eyes of the dragon narrow almost in anger, and then relax.
Yeah. I not ask for this existence, and I too was brought into the world by Garland, trying to do good, just as you. We are alike. What am I trying to do good is to see my mother, and because you too are good, you're going to let me and my comrades accomplish this, thus play your role. He placed you here, Garland. He placed Thielen in this tower. He brought me into the world. None of us asked for this, but we can do the best we can, which is why you're going to do that and let us pass.
Roll your persuasion check.
That's pretty solid. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna roll, but it sounded good.
that sounded
real
great,
good.
Brennan.
Some
We'll
wise
give you
words.
advantage. We'll give you advantage on this one.
I have +1 persuasion.
All right.
Hey, good.
Hold on.
Oh, hey.
There you go. There it is.
There it is. Ah, when the dice want to tell the story, I love it so much.
That's good.
The dragon looks at you, and the expression softens. Oh. Well, thank you for being clear. You understand that I need to protect the tower and Phelan. I'll allow you through, Brennan. I don't know your friends, unfortunately. So, would you mind if I bring her to you and stay in attendance just to ensure that your friends here aren't going to do anything rash?
That seems fair to me, Brennan.
Brennan says, thank you for protecting my mother, and certainly that's agreeable.
Very well. Don't cross the grass. The dragon turns, and as it turns...
Amer jumping over the grass.
Aver's
tail-
already like halfway across the lawn.
The tail swings over your heads, missing you guys easily by 3 feet more for Echo. And as the dragon's about to take off, spreads its wings wide, the dragon looks underneath its wings at Echo Rex. Sorry about that. And will take off. As the dragon takes off, it flies up to the tower, will circle once and go to the very top where you'll see it land, its tail draped over the side, and the tail extends down 80 feet down the side of the tower. It's talking to someone up there.
Huh. I guess she wasn't trapped in an illusion.
Well, Echo, if this is created after you, you had a really long tail.
I mean, Amorosi was Bagridan size, wasn't he?
I don't know. Well, there's lots of myths, legends, and everything else. Still different when you see it with your own eyes.
I mean, we saw his skull. I mean, it was pretty freaking big.
After a couple moments, Everig turns, the tail going up and over the side of the tower. It wraps around the tower, and you see a figure way up there climb onto the dragon's back. And the dragon tucks its wings and leaps off the tower. Wings tucked into its side. The dragon falls and lands at your feet just with one beat of the wings to stop its descent. As it lands, the legs splay outwards and it catches itself like doing a push-up. It lands down and settles belly down on the ground looking at you. Brennan, your mother. The dragon shifts and the wings reveal a very beautiful woman. This is one of the most beautiful elves you have ever imagined. She sits astride of this green dragon and will come down the sides, passing the spikes that are along the side of the dragon's body, and slide onto the ground. Brennan? Is that you?
I have lived thinking that we're gone.
But you were gone. Oh, goodness. And she runs up and gives you a deep hug. And you can smell your mother's scent. She's giving
Brennan's
you the
gonna
same
start
hug. She gives you the same hug you got when you were 10.
Yeah, he's losing it. This is the polar opposite with his father. So he's visibly crying.
Aw.
She hugs you and you feel her squeeze. Oh, I missed you so much. What is that on your face? Oh, God. We need to teach you to shave, young man. And what's that? A bath wouldn't hurt either. Oh, goodness. But you're all grown up. Oh,
And
are these your friends?
Brennan looks back and he says, "Yes, they are my friends." And fighting through tears, he asks, "Are you safe? Are you happy? Do you want to be here?"
I'm safe. There's a library inside that has books from all over. They keep appearing. Every week, new ones appear. Always something new to read. I have crafts and food. The best food. My chef is amazing. His name's Antonio. He's a delight. A little on the rotund side, but delightful. Everything I need, Avery provides. I'm safe. This is paradise.
So this is where you want to be?
Where else would I want to be except for with you?
Again, fighting through the new tears that have appeared because of that. What has happened here to where we live? I heard Arlen's story. What's yours?
Oh, your father. Is he still alive?
Hardly. Yes, though.
Oh dear. I don't know everything. I don't. But let's go ahead and go inside. Because you deserve to know everything.
Brennan kind of looks at the dragon.
The dragon is currently sitting there, eyeballing Aimer, Sweet August Rose, and Echo Rex. Kind of ignoring the two of you.
Yeah, no. Rose is just mogging the dragon right back.
Maybe in the walkie-talkie. I'm assuming the dragon probably hears this anyway, but say, Echo, did you want to speak to this dragon?
Yes, but we're probably not going to talk about Amarazi, but I do want to talk about the skulks and see if the dragon knows what the source of the skulks are. But no, as far as Amarazi is concerned, I don't think we need to bring all that up. And
Man,
I don't think we need.
This dragon's only 80 years old, but then again, he may have some insights.
Yeah. So I'll go in.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say I'll go with my mother, and you all speak to the dragon.
Okay.
Whatever you want to. For Eric, does this dragon hear everything we're saying?
No.
Out of curiosity.
No, the dragon does not hear you.
Okay. Just curious.
No, the link between Aimer and everybody else is just between you guys.
Mhm.
It's not doing detect thoughts or anything like that.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway. He could, but he's not. You haven't done anything suspicious yet, and until you do, he's kind of just being an 80-year-old dragon, which is a kid.
He's got ADD, is what you're saying.
Not ADD, just, he's a patient, smart, good dragon who has no reason to suspect you of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
You could call him
Don't
naive.
mess with. Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks the best of people until they prove themselves otherwise.
All right, we'll do that. Then we're gonna split up, but Brennan will go with his mother. You all can stay with the dragon.
Okay. Well, to get in the tower, you have to ride the dragon.
Okay.
Or have a way to fly. So you want to go on the dragon's back?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right. Cool. You get up on the back. There's now a saddle on the back of the dragon. It's got 4 seats, not 5.
Aimer is going to hold on to the back seats and surf.
So you're going to climb up on the back of the dragon too?
Yep.
Okay. Echo, you
I'm
going to
assuming-
get on the back of the dragon?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see the inside of this tower.
Okay. The dragon looks at you, Echo Rex. I promise not to knock you down this time. And the dragon's going to spread its wings wide. And as it does so, its wings beat down, and it's very careful to go over Echo as opposed to away from, so that the blast does not push Echo down. It's a very conscientious flyer when it wants to be. The dragon will surge underneath you. You are pressed down to the saddles, Sweetheart's Rose, Brennan. Aimer, I need you to roll your acrobatics check.
Oh, yeah.
Double ones. Let's go.
Thank you. With your 27,
Boo.
you're easily able to one-handed surf the dragon's tail. As the dragon surges upwards, it flies, and you can see in the far distance the beautiful mountainsides that you never saw from where you were. The village is under hallucinatory terrain. Nobody in the tower can see the horrific nature of the village. With your passive insight, Garland Sumner is keeping the illusion of an idyllic landscape for his love. You ascend to the very top of the tower, where there is a small dome. Looks kind of like a geodesic dome made of glass and crystal. Inside, there is a door that leads down. Dragon alights there and lets you guys disembark. Bless you. Echo, are you flying up too, or are you going to stay down at the ground level?
Yeah, I think he will fly up once he sees where the entrance is. He'll fly up there
Okay.
as well.
It takes
He
you longer because you've got little tiny wings.
Yep. Yep.
But you're able to ascend all the way to the very top. It takes several minutes, but you're able to get there. By the time you get up there, the rest of the party can have disembarked from the dragon, and the dragon's going to shrug the saddle off and onto a rack that's off to the side.
Amer's gonna slide down, and fix his cloak. Like, that was fun.
Bren's mother looks over. It is. It's so much fun to go riding. We do it every other day. Afric's getting very good at carrying us. But let's go ahead and go inside. After all, Antonio's probably got lunch ready by now. So she walks over to the crystal dome that parts. It splits open and allows entry into the building. The stairs will lead down and into the tower. As you descend, the space opens up. The staircase is not enclosed, but rather goes down as a spiral, caged a little bit just to prevent you from falling off. You can see libraries all around. Books and ladders on rails surround the entire tower. You see a swimming pool. There's a tub off to the side. There's seating areas, beds right next to books. The place is amazing. Whoever designed this did a great job of providing the best bookworm dream house possible. There are a couple landings that you're able to come to, and as you do so, Phelan will step off onto one. This one will do. She walks over to a small reading area. There's 2 couches and 2 small reading chairs. There's a coffee table in the center, and on the coffee table, there is an orb, and the orb shows different mountain scenes and a visual of someone flying over it in first-person view, swooping down through the mountains. This hologram just continuously goes like a screensaver. Go ahead and be seated.
Amer will take a seat.
Yeah, Rose takes a seat.
Phelan sits in the armchair and reaches out to touch Brennan's hand. Will you sit down in the couch?
Yeah, Brennan willingly offers his hand and sits.
Okay. I didn't think I'd see you again. So, after the disaster, where did you go?
Brennan says, well, I fled with a group into the woods. We all got separated. I guess I survived. I don't know. I was just a child, but was rescued by another group of elves and brought up somewhat communally in that community.
Did they treat you well?
They treated me well, with some suspicion given my heritage, but overall, yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. If I had known where you were, I would have come and gotten you. Or I would have sent Avrid to get you. We didn't know that you had survived. I'm sorry. I should have been there.
Oh, I didn't know that you had either, and they were much more helpful than humans have ever been. I suppose that extends to Garland as well, so there's that.
So tell me about Garland. You say that you've spoken to him recently?
Yes. Yes, we did. He led us to you.
She's beautiful. She looks like she's in her mid-20s. Flower of youth. Gorgeous. She's younger than Sweet August Rose is.
What?
SAR's got some issues, I think.
What? Rose is like 130. She's like 18 by elf standards.
Right. Yeah, this woman is younger than you are.
Damn. She's just a little baby.
Is Echo here?
Echo, would you have come down?
It doesn't matter, I guess. But
Yeah, he's on the couch.
Okay, cool.
Brennan's
One of
gonna.
the couches, I guess, the opposite one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
through-
there's two sitting chairs. Who's in the other sitting chair and who's on which couch?
Emer's in a sitting chair.
Amer's in the sitting chair. That means Echo, Brennan, and Sar are on couches. Is anyone sitting next to Brennan?
Yeah, I guess I will. Yeah.
Okay. So Echo's alone on this big couch as his little how tall self?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 2.5 feet tall. So his feet are dangling, I'm sure.
Okay, got it.
He has
It's
hands
one of those-
resting on his tummy.
Yeah, it's one of those big overstuffed leather couches that you expect at like a very fancy bookstore. You're like just yeah, absolutely awesome. I did have a question. Are you two a thing? Because she's a little old for you, Brennan.
Brennan laughs. Is SAR? I don't know. Are we a thing?
I mean, no.
Oh,
It says, no, we are not a thing. She has a sword that speaks. I don't trust any of it.
oh, interesting. Well, that's a relief. I was going to have to get all motherly. No offense, dear.
It's the first time another elf has called me old, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel my age. Jeez.
In the walkie-talkie, Brennan's going to ask Echo, like, looking back, it appeared that maybe there was an illusion trying to disguise the village, but here, where we are now, do you think that this itself is an illusion?
So Eric, I've been thinking about that. Is this like a magic, like a mansion? It's just permanent.
Kind of. It's an actual tower that was built, but
Okay.
it was originally a magnificent mansion that got ejected out of its extra dimensional space. Garland designed it and manifested it and provided it for Phelan in order to protect her and give her everything she needed to become the ultimate provider, and then got kicked out because of Avrig. Because, well,
So yeah,
Garland's
so
a dick.
Brennan, Brennan, it's not really an illusion. It's real. It's just it's magical and
it was. It's now manifest.
yeah. It still has some magical nature to it, but and probably some extra dimensional property to it too, I'd imagine. But it's real.
Yeah. The concern for Brennan was that the surroundings are actually not what they appear, and she might actually be unsafe or imprisoned or something. Okay.
No, just the opposite. She's probably extremely safe. I mean, the same as when we go into our magnificent mansion. There's just about nothing that can touch us.
Yeah, for sure. So, for his mother here, What do you know about town now?
What do you mean? The town's gone. There's nothing left.
The town is just wiped out.
I mean, if nobody lives there and there's nothing alive there, it's not even there anymore. I'm sure the dragon destroyed it. Averick doesn't really want us going there, but, you know, why go if no one's there to visit? No one comes and visits us. We welcome people to come and visit.
How do you welcome people to come and visit? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I guess Averick would let them through. No one ever comes. We watch and we roam the forest and go on walks and hunts, and nobody ever comes. I guess we kind of just live a quiet, private life.
So over the walkie-talkie, Brennan's going to kind of ask the group, I don't know I don't know how to proceed. This is my mother. I want to spend time with her and speak with her. She seems safe. Everything here seems good. Are there questions that you have? Because, to be quite honest, I'm not thinking clearly right now.
Well, I dislike people being fooled by illusions. Though in this case, the illusion is a little more literal with the covering of the city. But ultimately, you know, I don't want to upset your mother.
She
So-
probably
Doesn't seem like-
understands. She probably understands the nature of the illusion. I mean, it's like having pictures on the wall. I
No.
think since she's been out traveling, surely she understands what's going on.
I don't think she's left this magic circle. And I don't think she thinks the village was leveled.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
She probably doesn't know about the skulks either.
That's why
What's
That's
the
why
name
I'm
of the
asking.
dragon?
Yeah.
Sargeus?
Oh, Sargeos? Yeah.
Sargeus? So he's probably still a threat. I mean, if your mother left this place, he's probably still a threat to your mother. If we were to get rid of the skulks somehow, and there was an opportunity to maybe somehow restore the village, he would show up and tear it up again.
Not with Averick here.
Well, yeah, but so what I'm thinking is maybe we try to tackle the skulk problem, and then maybe after that we go after Sargeus.
Certainly doesn't hurt.
And then the two things, I mean, those two things taken care of, then I mean, there's no reason the village couldn't be rebuilt. Have more freedom.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Ben's been looking for this Archaeos since before he met this group, so that aligns with his goals.
I have no issue with that.
Hey, we have a way to find him if we want to.
And
Yeah.
Averick, and if we need to ask about Sargeos' capabilities, Averick has fought him. We could ask Averick about what this dragon can do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility. And like I said, I want to restore elvish beauty to the land, so I have no objection to doing any of those.
How do you think this woman might be able to help us with that, or do you think that she's really has no information for us?
No, Brennan, here's the thing. We don't have to go anywhere today, tomorrow, this week. I mean, if you want to spend a week or 2 weeks here, I don't know why we couldn't do it. You know, we could stay here as long as you want to stay or you think we need to stay.
Here's the thing with that, and and all genuine authenticity, Brennan would stay there for the rest of his life. But there are things that we have to do, and he can see his mother after those things are done too. So Brennan's going to view this again through like a contract perspective and say, I can stay here, put things off indefinitely, but ultimately, if we want to achieve these things, which will benefit her as well, we need to do it.
I mean, fair enough. But I mean, are you sure you don't want to at least spend a day or two here? After all, we might die.
Brennan laughs. I never
Hey,
think about that.
We're not gonna die. I never die.
This is all through the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
How about this? We have things to ask this dragon. How about we ask permission, maybe spend the evening here. It's gonna get dark soon anyway. And spend the rest of the day here, the evening, the next morning, leave, and maybe get some information that we need in between.
Yeah, I'd like to see if they've everything about the shadows here as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
If that's the case, Brendan's going to continue just talking to his mother as a son would in this situation. I don't know about role playing, but could you all talk to the dragon and ask him some of these questions about fighting and this and that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think eventually, if we're going to stay there for the evening, I think maybe after dinner that night, as everybody starts drinking wine and cutting up, I think Echo may go outside to see if he can speak with a dragon, or he may put it off till tomorrow morning, but eventually he's going to.
Okay. Cool. What we'll do is we'll come back next week to discuss that because I do not have time to get through that conversation tonight.